And you are watching another edition of Blue It Splits, another live stream, another game to be watching. Jets preseason game number 2 against the Panthers. I have Nania joining me in a couple of minutes, starting a little bit earlier than I initially put up, but here we are. 40 minutes 50 minutes until game time. Seems like I saw a tweet a little while ago. I want to pull it up in a couple of minutes here and just see the list of players who are not playing. Actually, let me type it in now. Jets inactives. It seems like it's going to be a game kind of like the last game in terms of the people we do not see. I believe the list last week was like 28 people. And there's a few who were added to it who played last week. I think Gibson is one who's a little bit surprising because Gibson is healthy now and he's not playing. Isaiah Oliver played last week. He's not playing this week. You have Joe Tippmann who was playing last week, who did not play this week. So quite a few players are not playing for the Jets here. Let me see if I could find the list though. I know Nanya will have it as soon as he comes in here. But let me see if I can pull it up. I'll wait for some people to get in here as well. 32 players. All right. From NewYorkJets.com. Let's see. So starting off the list, Rodgers, we know that. Tyrod Taylor, again, another guy who played last week, only played 2 drives. Didn't really do much. Maybe you'd like to see him. Obviously not going to today. He's on the inactive list. Breece Hall, another guy, wasn't expecting him to play. Gibson, somewhat of a surprise, just because, again, he's a guy who is kind of anywhere in like that receiver 3 to 5 spot right now. Sabo seemed to think, at least when he first was going to camp, that Xavier Gibson was going to be the starting slot receiver to start off the year. We'll see if that happens, but the fact that he's been a little bit banged up and not able to participate maybe as much as you would like him to, him not playing is a little bit surprising. So he's not playing. Alan Lazard, normal. Malik Taylor is not playing, which I don't think he played last week either. I guess it's an injury thing. It has to be, right? Because he hasn't really proven much else otherwise. Mike Williams not playing. Garrett Wilson not playing. Expected. Conklin, Ruckert not playing. Ruckert didn't play last week. And I think that's more so because of injury than it is because of his play. Now they're not playing plenty of like key depth guys. And Ruckert, at least this year, is one of them. But still something you'd like to see, right? Ruckert's not a proven player by any means at this point in his NFL career. So you have no Ruckert. Morgan Moses, obviously no. Tyron Smith, no. Simpson, no. Vera Tucker, no. Tippmann, no. Again, Tippmann, we haven't heard much snap problems in the last few days or last like week or so. We didn't see any during the game, at least to my remembrance. Nani was out at Panthers practice watching the offense. We'll ask him some about that when he joins up. But he's not playing, so it doesn't really matter. 2 other surprising ones that I didn't notice my first time through the list. Jake Hansen and Wes Schweitzer not playing. Now, is that an injury thing, or are those their backups? So it seems to indicate that Hansen's probably relatively safe, at least in this iteration of the roster, because Schweitzer is the key, the number 1 backup interior offensive lineman. Who's going to be that second one? And I watched, out of all the other backup offensive linemen, I think Xavier Newman was clearly the best one. I'm not going to say I specifically remember how well Jake Hansen played, because once you get, down to those reps, you kind of just start to look for guys who stand out, or you're looking for guys who you kind of know, who are lesser players, but are still kind of like fresh to the scene. Jalen Key, whoever it may be, who you're going to focus on offense. It was really, at that point, I don't even know, it was Xavier Newman and maybe like one other guy, but Jake Hansen not playing is relatively surprising as well. Kinlaw not playing, no surprise. Solomon Thomas, not a surprise. Quinton Williams, not a surprise. Jermaine Johnson, no. Mosley, no. Quincy, no. Sherwood, I would still like to see him play, but obviously he's not the biggest deal in the world. Michael Carter, Sauce, DJ Reed, no surprise. Tony Adams, Chuck Clark, Ashton Davis, and Isaiah Oliver all not playing as well. Ashton Davis didn't play last week. Isaiah Oliver did. And I would say, looking at his game, there's only really 2 times he stood out. One was a missed tackle that led to the tight end getting another 25, 30 yards after the catch, or after, maybe it's a little bit less. Maybe it was like 15 yards. but he missed a big tackle. And then he also had the play where he incorrectly kind of ran the alley versus the Jaden Daniels read option play. So it's not like he stood out in a way where it's like, okay, hey, but here we are. So we'll be watching kind of the same guys we watched last week. You're looking at the running backs. Obviously, the running backs had both had pretty good days. Braylon Allen more so than Isaiah Davis. I didn't think Isaiah Davis had any like crazy opportunities to hit a hole where he didn't. So I still think he was fine. He obviously had a pretty good day in the receiving game. That one catch on the angle route was pretty nice. Going back, definitely watched what I saw from, or I definitely liked what I saw from both of those guys. Past that on offense, from the skill position groups, you obviously got to shout out. Is it? I don't think it's Jeff Smith. Is it George Smith or whatever Smith's name is? Number 87, obviously 2 catches, 70-ish yards, or whatever it was, 1 diving catch, and then 1 contested catch with 2 guys around him. You want to see if he can continue to produce. Sometimes receivers come out of nowhere. I know Jason Brownlee had the 1 catch in the red zone, but if you had to stack up Smith's day versus Brownlee's day, I'm giving Smith the nod there. And what if Smith continues to ball out these next 2 games? Could he be that 6th or 7th receiver on the roster? He has a shot tonight to potentially earn a job. And it is hard because we don't watch practice. Like it could be a thing where this guy gives crap effort in practice. He's not really committed in the meeting rooms, and the Jet staff is like, we're not going to keep this guy regardless. Obviously, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. So it could feel kind of silly to predict who's going to be on the roster at times because you don't have a lot of the information. But what can he prove? Obviously Corley had a decent game actually for me. I know he had the 1 contested catch on the slant on the right. He was on the right side of the offense. He had a slant contested, corralled the ball with heavy pressure on his back. He had the scoop from Zach Kuntz. Zach Kuntz dropped the ball. He catches it, millimeter away from the grass. He brings in that, and then he also had the route on the out where he dropped the ball. It was a diving attempt at catching the ball, but he actually really ran a nice route in terms of the technique and what he was doing with his stem. How he got outside leverage versus an outside DB was all impressive. The push off at the top of the route was impressive. He just unfortunately dropped the ball, but still he had a pretty good game. He had a pretty good game. Other receivers we're looking at, I guess really past that, we're looking at Brownlee, right? Brownlee, Corley, and then that Smith guy, quarterback, who can step up between who can continue to step up between Martinez and Peasley. They both had pretty good games. I would say Martinez definitely had some more spark, and there's more oomph behind Martinez's game. Where Peasley was kind of just operating the offense, and he had the nice throw in the end zone as well. But are those 2 guys who are they going to continue to impress? I don't think either one of them is going to make the active 53-man roster. I think they're probably battling out for a practice squad spot, but that's something worth winning, obviously, for them. So how do the quarterbacks look? Offensive linemen. Again, I am pretty surprised that Jake Hansen is not going to be active unless it's an injury thing, because I don't think he's necessarily earned the spot. Whereas if you look back to last week, Xavier Newman had at least 3 or 4 pretty damn good blocks on the ground, which is great. Like these guys can develop out of nowhere. We've been talking about our interior offensive line depth a lot this year, but if you have another 2 really good games from Newman, are we more comfortable? He's a guy who has to develop just like any other young player. And obviously we don't give him the same kind of leeway as we give mid-round rookies and things like that, but he's a young player too. Like what if he developed? So I want to look towards him. Defensive line, you want to look at some of these. I think there's a battle between 3 guys for 1, maybe 2 spots. And really, let me say the first 3 guys. Tack McKinley, who in my opinion is in the lead out of these 3. He showed some pretty damn good explosion in that game. He kind of plays a little bit out of he plays a little bit kind of out of control, like a lot of like herky jerky type of movements. But overall, he was the most impressive to me out of this group of 3. You have McGregor, who had some good reps, some not so good. He didn't really stand out, hugely. And then Eric Watts had a nice tackle for loss, but still did not impress as much as you necessarily want him to. So, which one of those guys can step up? And then even past that, Michael Clemens. Michael Clemens had a game where he had some flash plays. He had a quarterback hit on a stunt, which was a good call. And the stunt got him. He did a decent job of beating the guard's inside arm. Laid a shot on the quarterback. He also had a bull rush or two. He had a play where he blew up the tight end on the goal line. But he also had a play where he was on the front side of a play versus tight end and couldn't make the tackle in the run game, which is what he's supposed to do. He did not necessarily impress as a pass rusher, in my opinion. He gave up a touchdown to Jaden Daniels as well. And then this week, you hear a lot of the players, I believe it was Sauce, who kind of indicated that, like, hey, we're going to get punished basically if we throw punches. And then you hear about the Panthers practice and who is throwing punches. It's Michael Clemens, who are the Panthers players apparently, that's a tongue twister. Who are they bitching about after the practice? Apparently it was Michael Clemens. People were talking shit about Michael Clemens, Deion Dawkins. We don't like him, but maybe he's onto something. Maybe people around the league don't like this guy who is a lot more bark than bite. So can he step up? Linebackers, really looking at Surratt and Barnes. Those are two guys who may be competing for linebacker 4. I think the Jets and teams typically do carry 5 linebackers, but if they only carry 4, or even if they carry 5, who was in the lead for that 4th spot? Is it Barnes? Is it Surratt? Safeties, really not looking at anything there because they have all of their safeties at this point locked down, right? Isaiah Oliver's not playing, Davis isn't playing, and obviously Clark and Adams aren't playing, and those are your 4 guys. So really not much to watch out there. And then corner, it's Stiggers, Eccles, So there's quite a few things to watch. In this game. We'll say hello to some people in the chat. I know it's supposed to be 6:30, and the times are so random, so people are going to be jumping in here randomly. I'm sure plenty of people who watch the stream don't even know that we're streaming right now, but it's all good. Matt Dobson says, let's go 2-0. That Corley catch was ridiculous. And this is why coaches preach run to the ball. A situation like that, a lot of players, hey, I wasn't targeted, kind of woe is me for half a second. I didn't get, I'm pissed off, but Corley decided to run straight to the ball and he was rewarded for it. So hell of a job there, obviously giving the effort to run towards the ball, obviously the athleticism, the hand-eye coordination to just grab that ball. And then after he's looking like Jerome Bettis, he's trucking over guys, high-kneeing guys, dragging guys multiple yards, ensuring he got the first down. Hell of a play by him. Which I can actually just pull up the play. Why not? Right. We're here anyway. Okay. Pull up that play. I just kind of play it as I go here, even though I'm not going to know exactly when that was. Right. So I'm going to be digging through all this stuff now for like an idiot. Circus catch. Okay. Yep. Here we go. He's right here. That's the play from the other day, but yeah, for sure. It was fun to watch Corley do his thing, and I'm hoping we see him a lot tonight. And again, this was one thing I do want to promote is the film review that came out. I didn't do any housekeeping, but I did a film review. I rushed it a little bit. It was like an hour and 5 minutes. I did 40 plays, so it's relatively digestible. About a minute and a half per play. Go over the biggest plays and what were the techniques and what did they do wrong, what did they do right, whatever it might have been. That is out there. Now, obviously, the next game is in a couple of minutes, so I'm sure people don't care at this point, but if you're diehard and you want to know, that is out there. This is another play that I broke down in the review, was him versus slot receiver, where the slot corner. He drops the ball here, and I'm not going to break it down now like I did in the actual video, but this is actually an important play because of the stem, because of how he undercut him, how he pushed off right there. It's good route running. And again, we get much more in depth into it in the actual show. Outside leverage. We get into the weeds on this one. Outside leverage, you can't always just attack outside leverage because he can continue to have outside leverage if he maintains his ground. So what does he do? Instead of fighting kind of fire with fire here, dives inside, forces this guy to open his hips up. When he opens his hips up, Corley's going to time it. He's going to undercut him. He's going to use like a throw by, punch through. Now he has outside leverage on and out, which is exactly what you want, right? So that's a good job by him with his stem to get outside leverage. He gets to the point of he gets to his break point, Can't really see it because it's a little bit grainy. He pushes off that outside shoulder, breaks outside, and creates just enough separation for him to, have a chance at catching that ball. It's still good coverage by the DB, but a really good play by Corley. Like, really good play. Unfortunately, it wasn't a catch, so the result isn't great, but the process was good from Corley. So, yeah, I want to see what he's going to do tonight as well. Interesting. I don't know what that means, Ron, but I know what interesting means. I don't know what it's referring to, but what's up to Ron? Joseph Patterson. I just got my Garrett green jersey. I guess I'll have to be cool with you now. Yeah. Oh yeah. I was about to say I have green Garrett too, but I'm literally wearing a Garrett 5 black jersey. But yeah. So, and I'll ask Nania this. So, and the chat can tell me. I'm typically a guy who I match whatever the Jets wear. It's what I've done for at least a couple of years for whatever reason. It's just a stupid game day thing. Jets are wearing green, I wear green. Jets are wearing black, I wear black. They're wearing white, I wear white. The Jets have not been doing well since I've been doing that. This is the start of a new season. The last game, I mistakenly thought they were wearing green, so I wore green. And then as the stream was starting, I said, oh shit, they're not wearing green. And I was wearing a green jersey while they were wearing white. Do I keep up not matching their colors now? They wear green, I wear black. They wear black, I wear green. They wear white, I wear green. Okay, that might be the move. That might be the move this year. Change it up because it worked the first game. We're 1-0. Or do you go back to the old ways? I don't know. Short King. Over under Braylon Allen 45 yards. Well, what did he have last week? What were his stats last week? It was like 8 for 50, right? Or something like that. Let me see. Jets, Commanders, box score. A lot of backup offensive linemen. I'm leaning towards the over. Let's just say over. Why not? Yeah, 6 for 54 last week. Give me the over. Give me the over. 32 Jets not playing today. Yeah, I recapped that. Again, there's only a few surprising ones. I would say Jake Hansen not playing is relatively surprising. Because, unless it's an injury thing, why is he getting the kind of the nod of like not playing over Xavier Newman, who in my opinion has proven more, but we haven't been at practices, so we're not 100% sure how they've been performing there. Past that, Xavier Gibson not playing, a little bit surprising. I would say Rucker not playing, a little bit surprising. Oliver not playing, a little bit surprising. And I'm going to ask Don. I'm going to wait to kind of get into this next thing. I'm going to ask Donnie. Like it's almost a thing where, and the Jets last year played more of their starters in the Giants game, where then you still have 2 weeks to get guys rested and all that stuff if they do get injured. But why not this week? First week a little bit of a ramp up. Second week you play some starters and you give them 3 weeks in case there's any injuries. Like, why does it matter this week versus next week? I look at next week being closer to the regular season and you having less of a buffer time if there are any injuries. So I don't understand why teams don't play their guys in the second game instead of the third game. Just an interesting kind of thought. That's like, why does it have to be a certain day? What unis are we wearing? I believe they're wearing green, right? I think they're wearing green. They're away. They're away. They were white last time, right? I don't know. Maybe white again? I have no idea. Frankie Provolone. What is up to Frankie Provolone? Can I watch this game on CBS? Matthew, I do not know. I should actually probably find the game and where that's going to be. Somebody should tell you in the chat. Only way. This game is on NFL Plus or NFL Network. Is that really what it's going to be? NFL Plus or NFL Network? I'm hoping it's NFL Network because I get it on my TV. If not, then let's see here. Fubu? Rucker is concussed. Yeah, no, I know. Coochie? I talked about that before. I said that basically I would like him to play, but he's been injured. So Jan with the $20 super chat. What's up, Jan? It's been a little bit. Superstitions don't work where you want. LOL. Let's go Jets. Yeah, they probably don't, right? And I've thought about that before, Jan, with the jersey thing. It's more of just like a habit than like a true superstition, because I used to have superstitions when I was a kid and I would do them all the time. And then they would lose anyway. I'm like, it clearly doesn't work. Like, do you really think that me, hopping on 1 foot 3 times before a field goal here in New Jersey or in miles away has an effect on the stadium? What's happening in the stadium? Probably not, but you never know. You never know. So, Frankie, yeah, okay. CBS, good. I can cast it. What's up, Joe? We drinking tonight? I don't know if I'm going to have beverages. I might have a gummy substance at some point. I think I'm going to have a gummy substance. That's all I'm going to say. But like second half coming, I think that's what's going to happen. I'm going to hop off the mic for a second or two, and just because I don't want that on stream on camera. But yep, some type of something, not drinking, but something. Nice Tebow jersey. He did not wear 5, but yes, here we are. This is who wore 5? I'm sure. Well, it's only like kickers and stuff, right? Who's the last Jets quarterback to wear 5? That's a good question for the chat. Like Brett Ratliff, Sims wore 2, right? What did Sims wear? Gummies are even better. Yeah. That's what we're doing. That's what's happening, Eli. No skills. But what if you were a little bit stitious? I'm not superstitious, just a little bit stitious. All right, I like it. That's an office reference right there. Matt Sims, nice. If I called that, I'm impressed. Because that really was like Brett Ratliff. And what number did Kellen Clemens wear? What number did he wear? That's an 11. Was Clemens 11? I think it was 11. I could be wrong. Shrooms, no. That is quite the risk to take on stream. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that in general. I can't do that. I can do the other stuff legally. I will do the other stuff legally, not any of that. Mike White. Jesus, that is so stupid. Okay, Coochie, can I change my question? Who was the last quarterback before Mike White to wear number 5? That was stupid. That was dumb. But here we are. So Nani should be jumping on in just a second. 11 or 14 for Clemens. Yeah. Mike White. I got it. I got that now. Mike White slipped my mind. He did. I don't think Clemens was 14. Let me see. Kellen Clemens Jets. Kellen Clemens. He was son of a bitch. I went to Wiki and it brought me something else. Oh, 11. Yeah, he was 11. Okay. Here we are. One other thing I want to highlight. Actually, I'll wait for Nani to get in here. Just to announce some exciting things we have coming to the show. Tomorrow, actually, if not tonight, we couldn't pull it off tonight, but tomorrow, we are getting some new features and stuff like that. We'll talk about that in a second with Nania. Fair enough, Mike White. Yes. Sluggo, best name in sports journalism. What's up, Joe? I don't know about that. It's a memorable name, Sluggo. I don't know if it's the best name. Again, you sink or swim early with a name like this. Again, it's terrible. But Zach Burner is asking top 5 players to watch tonight. It kind of depends on how you want to take this question. Or is it top 5 guys I'm excited to watch, or is it top 5 guys who are like battling for playing time or like roster spots? Because it's kind of a different question. Like I'm excited to watch Braylon Allen, but does what Braylon Allen does what he does tonight make a difference? Is that what I'm trying to say? Probably not. Probably not. But in terms of like competition, I kind of talked about it. Like the end. Out of McKinley, Watts, and McGregor, only one may make it. Now 2 may make it, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna take it like that then, Zach. I'm gonna say we'll do both. Top 5 I'm most excited to watch. I would say the 2 running backs. You got Davis and Allen. I would say Corley is another one at wide receiver. Stiggers at corner. And then I would probably go with the defensive line, the DNs in general. That's my top 5 most excited to watch. And then in terms of battles, like the top 5 legitimate battles you have, you probably have and JBC too. So sorry, JBC's in there. But you have for actual like legitimate battles, I think you have a battle between Stiggers and JBC for corner 5. That's one that I think is relatively worth watching. And you want to watch those guys anyway. Again, the defensive end battle between McKinley, McGregor, and Watts is a legitimate battle. Again, maybe. Actually, we're gonna throw this to Nania because he came on right at the perfect time. Nania, I did not give you a second to adjust your camera or anything. You popped on. I popped on with the Garrett Wilson jerseys on. You're lagging a little bit, but So I talked about 5, like Zach asked top 5 players to watch out for tonight. I gave top 5 exciting players to watch because you could take this question 2 different ways, right? Like you could take it the guys you're most excited to watch, Braylon Allen, Isaiah Davis, but their performance doesn't really have any impact on their start, on them making the roster or anything like that. So I kind of took the question in a more interesting way and turned it into top 5 position battles. Like whose play tonight is going to make an impact to either their roster spot or their playing time, either in a negative or positive light. If you had to say 5 you're watching for specifically tonight.
Yeah, I mean, to go off of that question, I think the interior offensive line is an interesting one. I heard you before talking about Xavier Newman, and I thought you laid that out really well because, with young players, a lot of times you only give that rope to, the players who are invested into. And obviously Xavier Newman is not that, but those guys also deserve time to develop. And it's possible that he is a better player than he was last year because, when he played last year, he looked like your 4th option at center, at guard that you claimed off waivers. And going into this year, I don't think it would be ideal for that to be your backup guard or backup interior lineman. But if the way he played last week is a sign of what's to come and he's legitimately developed, then that's a guy you could be comfortable with as one of your backup interior linemen. So curious to see if he keeps that up. I know Jake Hansen isn't playing, and he's a guy who seemed like he's in that mix. So Newman really has a chance to solidify himself at the front.
Yeah, but is he playing because he's like a comfy spot in the interior offensive line depth, or is it an injury thing? So I thought that was the most interesting. One of the most interesting inactives was Hansen over Newman.
Yeah, I don't think it's because he's secure or anything, but I'm not 100% sure if he had an injury.
Yeah,
I would have to look into that, or maybe it hasn't even been reported. But I would think it's an injury. I don't feel like we've heard enough for him to be considered any sort of lock to where he's resting because he's making the team. So
so
interior line, defensive tackle is an interesting one. I was talking about Bruce Hector before in an article earlier today. He had a very good game against the Commanders last week. And, he's a different player than a lot of these bubble guys because he's going to be 30 in a couple months. So he's a veteran. You're not keeping him for upside or anything, but he played 2 games at the end of the regular season last year. They called him up off the practice squad. So he's at that level where he's a borderline roster player. And I don't think he'll make the roster, but he's someone who you could stash in your practice squad. And, Javon Kinlaw has injury issues. Leaky Fotu has missed at least 5 games twice in his career, including last year. So, and we also don't know how effective he's going to be. I think that's still up in the air. So I think Hector is a guy who, if he continues playing this way, could stick on your practice squad, be a potential call up in case of injury or performance not going too well at D tackle. So that's another one. And then on top, to add to defensive tackle, Leonard Taylor, great game last week, a guy who very high upside, UDFA, was the number 4, I think, high school recruit out of his recruiting class. Didn't quite live up to that, but he's a guy with a lot of potential, especially in this scheme. So D tackle, I would add to that. And then linebacker. I mean, Zaire Barnes, a guy, another one of these RAS legends who hasn't really gotten a chance to show it too much. He didn't play any defensive snaps last year. First week didn't really stand out too much, either positively or negatively, which is a little bit of a step up compared to last year when he missed a lot of tackles in the preseason. So curious to see what Barnes can do. And Chaz Surratt as well, trying to make that roster. On top of that, I mean, receiver, it's interesting. Malik Taylor is going to be out again, a guy who figured to be in that mix for one of the last receiver spots, but it seems like injury is keeping him out, so he's not going to have a chance. But Brandon Smith obviously was the stepping up last week. In the joint practice, he had another big play with Martinez. I don't think he's got a chance at the roster, but, practice squad, you never know when that guy's going to get called up. Or, even if you keep a Brownlee, Charles, like these guys aren't so solidified as to where
Brownlee's now had 2 plays, like 2 impactful plays.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like that, like people actually talked about. So, if you're talking about, and I said this last week, like, Brownlee's game versus Smith's game, like Smith had 2 really good catches where Brownlee had a good, a good touchdown, but I'm taking Smith's game over Brownlee. So like, who's to say that Brownlee would be that 7th guy or 6th guy if we kept him over Smith? Like, what if Smith balls out next 2 games, has another 3, 4, 5 big catches, a touchdown or 2? Like, is Brownlee some lock over him?
Yeah, so I think the door is still open for him to have an outside shot. And even if he doesn't, like Brownlee, Charles, whoever you keep, you go 2-3 games and they're not showing you too much and you want a spark or something, like the door could be open for that. And, on the point you just said, I think one of the biggest storylines specifically tonight, but whenever you go into a preseason, is who's going to do it for 3 straight games, because everyone can have one good game. There are going to be guys who play well tonight who we weren't talking about last weekend. And there are going to be guys who play well next week who did nothing the first 2 games. But who's going to do it for 3 straight games? That's how you show, whether you're Newman or JBC or Barnes, one of these 2nd, 3rd year players, that you've legitimately improved and taken a leap. Or if you're a rookie, that's how you show, okay, I belong in this league. I should have a role. I, should be involved in your game plan, in your roster some way. Like, that's how you prove it, is by doing it 3 games in a row. Anyone could have one good game. In case of Brownlee, anyone can make one good play, but who's going to consistently do it? So anyone who played great last week, whether it was JBC, Taylor, you can go up and down the list. Those guys, even Tack McKinley, I would throw into there. These guys have an opportunity to string 3 straight games together. And that is the best statement you can make in the preseason. So I'm curious to see how last week's stars can bounce off of that. Are they going to prove that it was legit, or is it just going to go down as, okay, they were good against the Commanders,
Yeah, and there's a few other guys too. Like I mentioned a little bit about JBC, like JBC versus Stiggers. Like who's going to be that 5th guy in that spot? Watts, McGregor, versus McKinley. Is Clemens? I don't know how you feel about Clemens. It was an up and down game. Some really good reps, some bad reps, in my opinion. I did highlight the one play. Like, there was one play he blew up a tight end where you had Brian Robinson just run right into the back of him, and then you also had another play where he was on the side of the rush, and he let a tight end block him out of the play. I'm not saying like block him out of the play, like he moved him, but he let the tight end not allow him to make a tackle on a running back, which you want to see him make 10 out of 10 times if he's going to be like a run stuffing guy. So can Clemens, improve his consistency? And I know, which by the way, Nadia, what did Michael Clemens do to you? Because Nadia wrote an article and I read the paragraph he put up on Twitter, and whoa, my God. So you're one, I guess I can ask you about the defensive edge, the edge group in general this game, but did Michael Clemens piss in your Cheerios as well? Because Nadia absolutely eviscerated him in this article.
Yeah, I mean, he did not, and maybe I should have thought twice about which player I would write a paragraph like that about, because all the players on the roster.
Can I just pause you, Nadia? If you're at practice and you're worried about, if you should root for him to hit you, because at that point you're making money hand over fist there, Mike. So it'll be worth it. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's a good point. And if I live to see it, that is. I mean, this is the guy who brought a bat to practice, so I don't know, but no, nothing in particular. But I mean, just like what you and I have talked about, feels like even today, like the Jets Twitter account posts the picture of him walking in through the tunnel with his like imposing frame. It's like, all right, why? He's just, the difference between what he does on the field and the way he's promoted by the team's social media is about as wide as I've seen watching the Jets. Like he had half a sack in 16 games last year, and his run defense was okay at best. Last season, rookie year, I thought he's a little bit better, but I just feel, and Ulbrich was talking about he's a 3-down player. So I don't know. There's a lot of hype with him. And then even, he's riling up Deion Dawkins. It really seems like just him is kind of the whole source of that. More so than anything else. So I don't know. Like there's a lot of like hype and talk around him without a lot of production. So I would love to see Will McDonald just step up and make us forget about that, or Eric Watts step up and take his roster spot. And then there was also the thing, that Sauce was saying last week, where Robert Saleh had some sort of punishment that he threatened in case of punches being thrown in practice, and he wouldn't say what it was. And then that happens this week with Clemens, and you just wonder, like, did they enforce that discipline? Did Saleh enforce that discipline to the degree that it seemed like he was threatening? So I don't know, nothing in particular or personal or anything. It's just about like how much do you help the Jets win versus how much are you being talked about? So that was kind of the source of that. Like, it feels like, I would love to see someone step up and actually make this a competition, because I don't know if Clemens has truly done enough to be considered a lock for the roster, especially when he's going out and being the only guy who's starting a camp fight when the coaching staff says you shouldn't. And he's already been a personal foul machine in his career. He has 3 personal fouls in 2 seasons for a guy who doesn't play a lot and does not touch the quarterback a lot either. So it's, I would like to see, like Eric Watts, you mentioned, he's a guy who I think has a similar build ability to play that, type of role. That's someone I would like to see step up and challenge him. So I'm curious to see how this develops and if someone could actually push him a little bit, because I don't know if he should be guaranteed anything based on the production.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And in terms of, I kind of already talked about it a little bit, so I want to get you caught up. Or at least catch up people with your opinion. The list of 32 players that are not playing today came out a couple of minutes ago. I'm assuming you looked at it already. If not, I guess we'll look at it. And is there anything surprising about who is not playing? We mentioned Haason. He's not playing, but is there anything else on that list that you're like, oh, that's kind of surprising? I thought Isaiah Oliver not playing was a little bit surprising because he didn't have the best of games last week. The whole Haason thing is a little bit surprising. Ruckert, I would like to see, but he has a concussion and all that stuff. But is there anything else that stands out? Like, we're not seeing Tyrod today at all. Xavier Gibson, I don't know if I guess he's still maybe coming off of it. I know he's practicing, right? So
yeah, he played in the team drills in the joint practice.
Yeah, like, is he so secure in his role that he doesn't have to play at all? Like, that's a little bit surprising. Is there anything else that stands out?
Yeah, there's a lot of inclusions like that kind of show like, okay, maybe this guy played last week a little bit, but we're holding him out now, and it kind of signals how they feel about him, I guess. Gibson is one that you mentioned. Like, I don't think we have any doubt of him making the roster, but there's a lot of guys in the mix trying to move their way up and down that depth chart. He's trying to get into the kick returner mix as well.
Yeah, Gibson could be the receiver 3, like Sabo said, they beginning of camp.
Yeah,
or he could be receiver 6. Like, is he 3 or 6? Like, there's quite a wide range of how many snaps Gibson's going to get per game. I think he's a more interesting players this year in terms of like his role and what it's going to be.
Yes, I mean, maybe it's injury cautiousness, but he played in the joint practice, so that one's interesting. Yeah. Joe Tippmann not playing in this one, which makes sense. I think, you want to give him one game to have an opportunity to work out the snapping thing under, in a real game environment. And he did good for the most part. There was, I think, one snap where Tyrod had to one-hand it. The play where he, the play that was called back where he hit Braylon Allen, that one, I know he caught one-handed. Other than that, I don't think I noticed any. So I guess they were satisfied with what he's done, and probably means they're satisfied with practice too. And I have to say, I don't remember out of all because I was watching the offense when I was there on Thursday. I don't remember noticing any bad snaps. So
did you notice his footwork, or how was his footwork inside?
Great footwork. I mean,
okay.
It was pristine. Like, I could see it from 900 yards away with 3 guards in between. But again, though, like, going to that practice and I had a pretty good view from where I was, but even then, it's like you're level with the field. There's all these people in front of you. You don't know what they're really running, because one time they were doing a drive down the field, and like wherever the play would stop, they'd pick up there as if they were driving the ball. But then eventually Allen scored a touchdown, but then they just kept running from that same spot. So it's like, I don't really know what's actually going on if I'm not a coach involved in that. So it's like, how do you report that to people through Twitter? Because I was like, oh, I thought the Jets finished a touchdown drive. Then they just keep running. And that's when I think Brees fumbled near the goal line. Rodgers had like an interception in the back of the end zone. So sometimes it's hard to like know what drill they're doing. It's hard to see. You don't get replays, things like that. So yeah, I mean, I enjoy watching the practice, but I'd more so like to, just take it in than report every single thing that's happening, as if you could take anything out of, okay, Rodgers completed a Garrett Wilson. All right, cool. What do you get out of that? And then if you do talk about AVT's footwork at guard from your vantage point in the end zone, and they're across the field level with you, I don't think it's actually a good report, because how do you see that, So yeah, I liked being there, but it affirms all the, skepticism we have about the reports that come out of these practices.
Yeah, well, that, and like, I'm not gonna call out names here, but you have Sabo after practice. He's like, hey, Rodgers threw 2 picks, but both of them were on free plays. And then you have other beat reporters saying they had multiple turnovers in a day. It was a bad day. It's like, well, Sabo said it was because of free plays. That's why he threw it. So it's not really a turnover. So we know what it is with that. But before we actually get into
just one more on top of that, like the same thing. Rodgers had one interception that was just perfectly thrown, routine slant to Lazard, just right off of his hands, bounce up interception. And then like you'll see reports like Aaron Rodgers had 2 interceptions today. But okay, one of them was not his fault in the slightest. Yeah. And then like I saw reports after that, it was a shaky day for the Jets offense. I don't really know what their standards are, because when I was watching, it felt like every 3 or 4 plays they were hitting like a 30, 40-yard chunk play, whether it was Rodgers or Tyrod. Tyrod had some really good deep balls later in the practice. So like I don't know what their standards are. If it were a real game and you were hitting deep completions that often, that would be a pretty awesome game. Like, yes, there are some incompletions and fumbles, but it's like, do they expect them to be perfect every single play? I don't know. So I would say this to anyone who goes to a practice, like whether it's, with the Jets in Florham Park or wherever you watch them. I guarantee you, if you watch it, you'll start to be more skeptical of the reports you're getting and how much they could be trusted.
Yeah, and with this game too, we're talking about like some of the inactives. I want to spin it back to this. It's a little bit surprising. So I know last year they only have 3 preseason games now, and last year they played more of their starters in the 3rd preseason game. I just thought about like, wouldn't it, to me at least, it would make some more sense to play your starters in the 2nd preseason game, and then you have a good 3 weeks instead of 2 weeks, as opposed to if you play the week 3. You have 3 weeks to rest your guys if there were to be an injury to one of your starters. So week 2 versus 3 is kind of interesting to me that they decided to play them later on. But nonetheless, that was a little bit of a question I had. And I do want to get into at least 2 more topics. We'll get through the rest of the chat. I want to get through at least 2 more topics before the game starts in about 10 minutes. Did anything else stand out from you from the Panthers practice? You were there again. Obviously, you live in that area. You had the Clemens fight. He was swinging punches at people. Reed got beat by Terrence Marshall on what looked like a pretty good, catch there. Reed grabs the ball, throws it back at him. Wilson was dominating. Rodgers was apparently okay in that game. The defense struggled. Like, is there anything else that kind of stood out from you? I know you said you only watched the offense, so you can't really speak so much to the defense, but
I mean, the 2-minute drill at the end by the Jets offense was very clean, and it was cool to see Rodgers execute that in person. That was right in front of me, so I had a great view of that one. But it wasn't even 2 minutes. They put 1:10 on the clock, and they don't give them any timeouts or anything, so it only stops if they go out of bounds. And like it was cool to see in person a quarterback able to execute that situation. He hit 2 like crossers to Conklin over the middle for short gains. He hit Lazard in the flat to get it out of bounds. Then Garrett Wilson he hit a 1-on-1, cooked his guy. Rodgers took the shot. Defender just took the PI to avoid the touchdown. Pretty blatantly intentional. Then Rodgers just went right back to Garrett Wilson on a slant. Was a little behind him. That was incomplete. Then he gave him he was 1-on-1. It was kind of like a fade, but it was like low outside. He went down and got it. The Jets put up a clip of it. But a little back shoulder, kind of low and outside ball. So yeah, just to see Rodgers execute that very cleanly. And there was still like 25 seconds left by the time they scored it. Was awesome. Because I mean, that's one of Rodgers' signatures, is when he's able to execute those drives in the clutch at the end of the first half. And he did it pretty effortlessly. So it was cool to see that.
Yeah. So another thing I want to get into was I just can't wait to watch Rodgers actually play. Like, I'd never actually seen him like throw a completion in real life while I'm there. So I'm really excited for, just the season to start, obviously, and see him under center. The thing we have to get into, we have 7 minutes left. Something I don't want to talk about anymore, but the whole Reddick thing, him requesting a trade. Now there's like 3 different things with him. In terms of like the trade going down, did he did he decline a contract? And how far were they off from that contract? Because apparently Reddick's squad, his side is saying that the Jets offered him a contract before the trade actually took place, and he declined it. So how far were they apart? That's a big question. And then you kind of have a he said, she said type situation, saying that they expected him to come to camp and prove himself a little bit before they started negotiating with him. While Reddick's side, and again, their side, or the Jets side, truth somewhere in the middle. We know that. But they're saying they expected him, they expected the Jets to work out a contract as I guess as soon as possible. And the Jets kind of didn't jump right into contract negotiations. So who was wrong in that aspect? So with him requesting a trade, it's obviously become concerning at this point. Could it be a situation where he sits out the first week, the second week, the third week, 4 weeks, 8 weeks? Like, how long does he sit out? It's definitely a concern. Not only because, he's not on the team, and for the people who are saying that they don't, I get I think maybe we have disagreement over need versus, whatever to win the Super Bowl. I would say you need your best edge rusher. That in my opinion, it's quite hard to do it, beat Patrick Mahomes and all these guys without your best edge rusher and the lack of proven depth the Jets have at that spot. So in my opinion, you need Reddick to win the Super Bowl. That's the goal, in my opinion. I don't think you win it without him. And if you do, obviously it becomes substantially harder. But now the point where he's actually requesting a trade, has your thoughts changed? Where are you at with the whole Reddick thing? Whose fault is it? Who do you blame more? We'll kind of digest it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, in terms the need discussion is interesting in terms of how much do the Jets need him and all that. And I had a post about it. I think to say need is strong in the sense that, that implies if he doesn't play, their season is over. That's not true. I think, they're still a great team without him. And it's important to remember that they have an offense now and they don't need to be the best defense in football to win, 13-10 every week. But I agree with you. I don't think you can underestimate the impact of him not being there, because as high as a lot of us are in McDonald, I know some aren't. I am personally. But even if you are, even if you like Jermaine Johnson, what's behind them too? Because the Jets have really counted on that the past couple of years. When you had JFM and Huff and Jermaine Johnson and McDonald sprinkled in last year, and Carl Lawson in 2022, you had all these weapons. That depth is really important to them. So without Reddick, even if you like those top two guys, you don't have much behind them. And you could say Takk McKinley right now, but it's okay, he's got to do it more than 9 snaps in one preseason game. So
he showed some good explosion though. Yeah.
Oh, he looked great, but you definitely, you just want to see it 2 more games. So for sure. It hurts a lot, but I still think they can win a Super Bowl without him, because I feel like there's enough balance between both sides to where I think defensively you could still be a top 6 to 8 defense just because they have so much at corner. At linebacker, they still have Quinnen Williams anchoring that D-line, and the edge is still above average, I think, without him. It really depends on McDonald. It depends on McDonald.
I would say gun to my head right now, I would say they're below average group without him.
Yeah.
At edge.
It in my opinion depends on McDonald, but
because because we're looking at it in the positive aspect. Let's say the more, and I think we trying to be in the middle. JJ got 7, and I like JJ. I think JJ is gonna be better than he was even last year. I'm not trying to be down on him, but let's lean more negative here. JJ had 7.5 sacks last year. Probably 4 of them were more effort sacks than they were him cleanly beating his guy or scheme, right? So what if JJ has 5 or 6 sacks this year? What if McDonald doesn't produce? He doesn't reach his full potential, and he only has 5 or 6 sacks. You're getting 12 sacks combined in your end group. And in general, the Jets are replacing 3 of their top 4 sack producers last year, right? You don't have Huff, you don't have Huff, you don't have Quentin Jefferson, and you don't have JFM now. So they're replacing a lot. So with just JJ, McDonald, Clemens, I think it's a below average group. And if we are leaning more towards negative, and JJ is just a great edge defender, but just a decent pass rusher, and he gets 5 or 6 sacks, and McDonald doesn't develop and doesn't get a lot, that's not, again, they could, I think we might be getting too hung up on actual the words, but having Reddick makes it substantially easier, I think, to win it all. So
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. But I still think they can do it without him. But is it much harder? Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And I think that is difficult to dispute.
Yeah, and you're also concerned about him
here and try to sync it up a couple minutes. But yeah,
it's okay. And you're also concerned. You're also concerned about Reddick coming back. You know, even if it is like, let's say it's after the Giants game right away. What happens if he tries to ramp it up too quickly and then we have a soft tissue injury? You know, like that's concerning. So, in terms of the blame, and I know this has been out there, and I don't know your opinions on this, but people on Twitter have been talking about like, oh, the Judon trade. Judon didn't get a new contract when he first came back, but it's a little bit of a different situation because Judon wasn't sitting out of camp to my knowledge. He was upset about the contract, but he wasn't holding out at that point. So you have one player who's holding out, one player who's not holding out. So that's a difference there. And two, like at the end of the day, it's a thing where I get like the handshake agreement that potentially Reddick said, hey, we'll negotiate when I get there or whatever. But at the end of the day, he's not here now. And it's kind of egg on both of their face. I don't think either party is necessarily in the wrong because I don't know what happened behind the scenes, but I don't think the Jets just get to be like wash their hands of this. I think if you're a guy who's from his whole hometown team, went to Temple as an Eagles fan and is upset not having a contract, and then you think he's just going to magically play for you guys? Like what happened, you know, before the trade actually happened with Reddick? And then we can go as far back as saying, hey, Joe Douglas didn't kind of jump the gun and get in front of it and sign Huff, you know, 2 years ago. Michael Carter's a guy who, why isn't he signing him right now? Like, why are we going to wait until the end of the year when we're going to be competing against a bunch of other teams? Like, why not extend Michael Carter now or Conklin or whoever else it may be? So, I don't think the Jets just get to wash their hands clean of this because at the end of the day, if he was sitting out for them, what made you think he wasn't going to sit out for you? Get the contract done. You know, if Reddick did go back on his word, obviously shame on him, but still concerning that the Jets didn't have something done with him before. So I think there's blame in both directions here.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. And obviously it's always going to be difficult until we know for sure, or if we ever do, what exactly transpired post-trade, like what promises were made, who reneged on it. So it is difficult to truly say. But for me, like I would blame Douglas and the Jets the most just for not re-signing Huff. And I know Huff wanted to be a 3-down guy and all that, but the price that he got wasn't outrageous for the role that he was already playing last year at 50% of the snaps. I mean, maybe he had no interest in coming back to the Jets unless he was going to get that role. Although from what I've seen in Philadelphia, it doesn't seem like he's necessarily going to play that much more. I know I saw I think it was their D coordinator a few weeks ago saying how he still thought Huff could use some improvement against the run. But despite that, I still would have just gotten in front of it and signed him. And like you said, same thing with Carter. Hopefully that doesn't turn into a situation after the season. So I would start there, but I don't know. Right now, it's just hard to say without knowing who's at fault. I feel like if Reddick and his camp truly did make that, you know, promise that they were going to play on that deal and then backed out from it after the trade, then I don't blame the Jets too much because that happens a lot where you trade for a guy who is looking for a new contract and you don't agree on it pre-trade, but you just trust that it's going to work itself out after because, you know, you trust the good faith of the negotiation, but it seems like that didn't happen here. So I don't know. It's tough to say. I still think he's going to show up before the season opener because I don't see the upside of him sitting out past that.
But what's the upside? What's the upside of him sitting out right now? Like he's already making dumb moves. So does he just double down on stupid?
Right. Yeah. That's my fear because like there was no point of doing it up till now. I mean, I guess the only thing I could think of is if maybe he's hoping someone gets really desperate, an edge rusher gets injured, and they make a trade that the Jets can't refuse. But even then, I can't see it because Judon only got a 3rd rounder, and the Jets would not trade him unless they got something absurd. So if Judon only got a 3rd, I don't see it, but maybe that's what he's holding out for. So yes, he's done a lot of stupid up to this point already, so maybe he'll continue to do that. But I feel like and you say him, but it's him and his agents, really.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Hopefully that camp, they come to their senses before the season opener. But
all right, let's transition to one more thing before the game. The game is about to start here. Fashanu at right tackle. What are your thoughts on that?
I like it. I definitely am a huge fan of the fact that they're doing that because, like, I don't want to have that situation where Morgan Moses goes down and you have to go to Max Mitchell or Carter Warren instead of your first round pick because he's an exclusive left tackle. And I get the appeal of training at one position, but I like that they're prepping him for it. So that's a storyline to watch in this game for sure. How he looks at right tackle.
For sure. And that's a thing where, like, in a perfect world, the Jets have a backup first round right tackle too. Like, that's obviously not going to happen. And Fashanu just stays at left tackle. But in a season that is pretty much Super Bowl or bust at this point, or at least deep playoff run or bust, is Fashanu going to be better at right tackle than Max Mitchell and Carter Warren? The answer is yes. So they're going to cross train him there. Again, in an absolutely perfect world, he just stays at left tackle, but I just don't think it's realistic at this point. So that's definitely something worth watching. And the one other thing that I noted down, it's something I'm thinking about, like my 53-man roster prediction. I was just looking at mine the other day, and I kind of have a battle between 4 guys, and I have to cut one of them. So, Nania, I'm going to give you those 4 guys. You have to cut one of these guys. And this is not going to make up my mind, but I'm just curious your thoughts. It's like a battle of 4 for one spot. Ferkser versus Irvin Charles versus Brownlee versus Chaz Surratt. You have to cut one of them off the final 53. Who is it going to be? Not who
cut
you think.
One?
Or not who you would do, but who you think the Jets are going to cut out of those guys if they had to cut one of them? Ferkser, Charles, Brownlee, Surratt.
I'm gonna say Brownlee. I'm torn between him and Ferkser, but I don't know. Brownlee just hasn't shown too much. Great touchdown catch last week, but it's about consistency. Like now, one play in a game, you need more than that.
Now with Ferkser, if they're going to keep him as like the blocker, and Kenny Yeboah was playing more of that last week, that's what gave me a little bit of pause about Ferkser, because then why wasn't he playing that role over Yeboah last week? So I'm really, because I think Charles is going to make it too, so he's probably not in that. It's really Ferkser versus Brownlee versus Surratt. I don't know how many linebackers the Jets kept last year. I would think they would like to keep Surratt. The coaching staff seemed to love him last year in Hard Knocks. So for me, it's probably Ferkser versus Brownlee, but it gives me pause to say Ferkser over Brownlee because of Yeboah playing at fullback a little bit last week as well.
Yeah, I mean, because like you said, Yeboah opened up and we saw some fullback reps from him. Although you made the good catch that Ferkser is the fullback number. I mean, he's an interesting guy to watch. If he can really show out as a blocker in any way, that'll help him. Because I think the lack of a 4th running back, which I really do not see a 4th running back being kept.
Me neither.
That opens up the window for a Ferkser in a fullback type role. Special teams too. Can he show something there? So I don't know. We'll see. But Charles and Surratt feel pretty safe to me, I would say.
So before the actual kickoff, Nani, I forgot what I was going to announce, but I didn't announce it. JetX, as of tomorrow, is getting YouTube memberships. Everybody else is doing it. I know Ryan from Jets Talk does it. I know Jake Asman does it. A bunch of people do it. So we're going to get in the game as well. I think it's going to be $2.99 a month or $3 a month. And you're going to get, custom banners and colors in your name. You're going to get emojis. You're going to get all that stuff. JetX is hopping on that board. So we are going to have YouTube memberships as well. So a little bit of an announcement. I'm excited to do that. I've been doing a week. So for people having like special emojis and colors in their names and all that stuff, I'm legitimately excited to see it. So I don't know. I don't know what Ryan calls his. I know Jake. I went on his show maybe a month ago or a week ago. The As Maniacs. Ryan's are the I don't know. I think I forget what Ryan calls his, but we're gonna have to make up a name for all the people who are going to subscribe. But that's gonna be fun. I'm legitimately excited for that. We have a bunch of stuff coming, JetX. We're gonna continue to improve here. Kickoff. We're gonna have to sync up the kickoff, Nania, here in a second. I'll get down to the chat
for me right now.
I know I'm behind a little bit in the chat. Okay, Jets are wearing. Oh yeah, so Nania. So this is a question I asked the chat before, and I'm not the biggest superstitious guy, but I told you before the last game that I matched the color of the Jets. Last week, I mistakenly I wore the opposite color of the Jets. We won. Do I continue to wear the opposite color of the Jets the entire year, or do I match them?
I think I had a situation like that a couple years ago, and it started working. So I don't know. Let's see what happens if they win again. This game, because you're in your black jersey. Right. I would stick with it.
That's what happens. Okay, so they kicked it off. Did you get the kickoff?
Yeah, caught.
Okay, yeah. So I'm a little bit in front of you. Let's see if I can pause it. Yeah, let me see if I can pause it for a couple of seconds. Or I wonder if this is on Fubo actually too, because Fubo would be easier for me on my TV instead of having to cast it through my phone. Yeah, because I'm on 14 seconds on the play clock. I'm not going to say what's going to happen because we're not going to be in the same time. But oh, that is hilarious. Okay. Nania, the first play is it's funny for a reason. Just watch the
there we go.
Okay, we dropped, or at least I dropped. You had Clemens on the first play not make the tackle in the backfield. It looked like he was in a pretty good spot to do so, and he did not. Nani, did you watch the first play?
Yes, I did. Clemens lifted so hard it knocked me out of the stream.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Zingers from Nania. Yeah, hold on. I gotta figure out if this is on Fubo really quickly because we're gonna be completely off here, Nania, because I think I'm way in front of you.
Okay, yeah, I just saw the second down play.
Yeah.
Or the second play.
Yeah. Hold on, Eccles. Yeah. Hold on, let me just see on the bottom of the chat. Does anybody know if it's on Fubo? Can anybody tell me if it's on Fubo? I'm gonna get out of this real quick. Okay. All right. I'm gonna run through the chat a little bit while I'm also trying to watch this. This is a pain in the ass. With syncing it up, it's a little bit of a pain in the ass. That's the only thing I don't like about these streams so far.
Yeah.
Watching them, fine, but the syncing of them is annoying. Okay. Just give me 2 seconds, chat, and I'll start getting into the chat and stuff. I was going to figure out the proper channel for this so I can sync up with Nania. It's on CBS? Do I have CBS? If nobody knows Fubo, is there any other streaming services you can get this through? Let's see what the chat's saying, if anything. Sometimes they do not help me out here.
All right, third down.
Yeah, nobody's saying anything. All right.
All right, who's going to get after it on this third down? We got Tanzel Smart and Bruce Hector inside. Who's on the edge? It's a third and long.
No, I think
for a screen. Oh, Clemens.
Yeah, I saw the result of it. I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, that's a penalty.
Yeah, blocking the back.
Right up front.
Yeah, I didn't see it. So, I think I'm good now because it's on Fubo, Nania. So we have to. I think we're synced up or close to it. Yeah, I think we're synced up. That's awesome. Let's see what the chat's saying now. Hackenberg. You know, I pulled the dumbest question before. We were talking about the jersey number 5, and I was like, "Who was the last Jet to wear number 5? You got quarterback to wear number 5." And I was like, it might have been like Ratliff or somebody. And then people were like, "Dude, Mike White, like 2 years ago." Hackenberg a couple of years before that. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. So
honestly, I might have forgotten Mike White. I
completely forgot about.
I don't know why he didn't seem like a number 5 in my head. I was just thinking about it right now, and I didn't.
So I have 22 seconds on the play clock. 21, 20,
16,
19,
15, 14.
Okay. So you're
I probably pause mine to get to you.
Yeah, if you want to pause it for literally 2 seconds. I'm at 10, 9.
Let's do the next play. Let's get off the field, baby. All right, 35, 4.
Somebody. I'm at 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28.
Okay, should be even now.
Aaron asks, am I changing my mind on Kinlaw? I like the reports that's coming out of camp about Kinlaw and him adding size but not losing explosion. But I still want to see him prove it on the field before I'm changing my mind about him. And I'm not even saying he's a bad player or anything like that. All I said about Kinlaw was I liked Quentin Jefferson's film more with the Seahawks more so than I like Kinlaw's film with the Niners before coming here. I'm not saying he can't be successful with the Jets or anything like that, but I don't think an emotional story of him adding weight is necessarily a reason for me to change my tune at this point.
Isaiah Davis on punt return.
And at the end of the day, too, I'm a Jets fan. Like, I want Kinlaw to be dominant. You know, at the end of the day, I want all these guys to be studs. I want Clemens to be a stud. I want Alan Lazard to be a stud, but I'm not going to just hype up guys because they're Jets, right? Nose Kills asks, are there any UDFAs seriously threatening Clemens' roster spot? What if Reddick signs? My roster predictions, I'm already considering Reddick a part of the roster. I don't think Clemens should be safe. That's me personally, but I don't think the Jets feel that way. To the Jets, he's probably safe. But I'd argue, or I would, I gather that both you and I, Nania, in our world, we probably wouldn't have Clemens safe on this roster at this point.
Yeah, I think he's safe just because we haven't really seen enough to think that anyone's going to push him. I mean, Watts has been the guy that I've been looking at, but we haven't seen a whole lot from him so far. Last game, we'll see what he could do today. I think he is safe, and I don't think he's necessarily a useless player if he's in the right role. Like if he took off the weight from last year, and he's just playing a very small edge setting, run centric role. Like I think he's dominant sometimes against tight ends. I think he set the edge pretty well in his rookie year. It's just that he's a total nothing as a pass rusher. So
yeah,
the less you're using him and the more specialized it is towards the run game, the better I think he'll be. So that's a big reason why you need Reddick, because you don't want to see a lot of this guy. I think a lot of fans think you could just say like, okay, Clemens is your run guy, McDonald is your pass rush guy. Yeah. It's not that simple. Like even if you only play Clemens on first down, short yardage, whatever, half of his plays are still going to be pass plays, and he's not going to do anything on those plays, and that hurts your defense. So you can't fully remove anybody from having to rush the quarterback. So it's a negative, and that's a big reason why you need Reddick out there.
Bada Bing asks, what's for dinner tonight? I still got to figure it out. I'll be transparent here. My wife went out to dinner with her friends and did not bring me back anything. So we're straddling the line of divorce right now, Nania. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Something later.
I had a grilled chicken sandwich.
A grilled chicken sandwich. All right. Chicken sandwiches are the best. They're the best. It's the best thing out there. But I don't know about grilled chicken. Even though they're trying to be healthy, I get it. It's all good. Ruckert never plays. At what point do we call him a bust? He's not playing because of injury, not because of him not being good or anything like that. All right, we got
so bad he got benched in the preseason.
Yeah, we got Peasley, Isaiah Davis, single back. Was that Irv Charles to the bottom? Isaiah Davis the handoff.
Field position. Davis outside. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah.
Davis, bro, I'm telling you. Nania, man, I like Davis too. And it's funny, after
that stiff arm was reminiscent. We saw that a few times on his college film.
Dude, I watched this film and I'm like, you guys should not hate this guy. Like you guys, I get it was the whole two running back thing, but I watch him like you guys are gonna like this player. He's good, man. I'm an Isaiah Davis stan. So Cole Laval tonight. Somebody's rooting for. Chicken Jenkins.
Like we got Warren, left 9 tackle. Who was left guard?
I can't see.
Toss left.
Dude, Isaiah Davis, bro. Here we
go. Isaiah Davis.
All right, man. I like it.
I mean, that was
he's shifty
up already, but he juked that one guy out.
Who's 60's Laval, right?
Yeah.
Good juke. Yeah, nice, man. Nania, first time seeing the green jerseys. Thoughts?
It looks good. We have an easy comparison. They played there last year, more green, 2021 infamous season opener. We know what it looked like, so just compare that to this.
Yeah, no, it's much better. They're so clean. I love it. Glad you're back. Another stream. Gonna order a pizza and watch with y'all. All right. Maybe pizza's the move later. I might get naughty later with some pizza or something.
I hope you're in New York and New Jersey. Don't get pizza if you're in North Carolina.
Don't
do that.
Dude, you get bougie. Like, once you travel, you get a little bit bougie. I don't have pork roll or pizza outside of Jersey. I don't have barbecue outside of the Carolinas or Texas. I don't have Italian food in America. I'm sorry. It's just not the same as Italy. Italy just blows it out of the water. So I know what I'm doing here. We got a Irv Charles jumped. Less than ideal. We had a super chat from Swiss Pete. I don't see anything in the super chat, Swiss Pete's, but if I see a chat from you, I'll be sure to highlight it. I'll scroll down the chat in a second and see if you said anything. Is there a let's go? Is there a
69?
Is we had 2 Cole Laval stuff. Is Cole Laval's agent? Let's see. Okay, what do we got? Corley on a smokes.
Oh, Newman's at center.
Not much of anything.
Okay, so it's Warren,
Laval,
Glazer, or is Laval left guard?
He's 60, right? Laval. I thought Laval was 60.
Okay, yeah, he's left guard. Warren, Laval, Newman, Glazer, Olu.
Glazer's a right guard. Okay.
Yeah.
We have 2 Let's Go Cole Lavals tonight, and then some people are asking us about him. Michael Clemens isn't good. I'm with you. Michael Clemens has 2 penalties. What does the chat think about Cole Laval? Nani, any thoughts about Cole Laval? 3rd and 9, though. Let's watch this real quick.
Yeah, 3rd and 9.
3rd and 9, Corley. Who's at the top right there? Who's isolated?
Is it Brownlee? Yeah.
Oh,
come on, Peasley. Come on.
No. You'd like to see him put his head down there.
Here.
Slide a yard short. I don't think much about Cole Laval.
Go for this.
You know, they gave him a 3-year deal, I believe, so it's longer than some other guys. I don't know how much guarantees in there, but if I had to bet, probably a practice squad guy at this point, which I think is completely fine. Right, but I wouldn't bet on him making it over Haason or Newman at this point.
All right, 4th.
Clemens needs a big game of drama. Oh, they're going for it.
Option? No, they're under center.
Yeah.
Bootleg. Yeah.
Oh my God, Peasley.
Oh, come on.
Gross throw, Peasley. He rushed that throw, man. He had plenty of time to throw that. He rushed that throw way too much. That was bad. All right, put in Martinez. Let's go here.
We've seen it.
Rick. Yeah, not a good throw. Rick Diaz says, hello, everyone. Hello, everybody. Hello, Jets fans. Are you guys doing? That's good. I'm coming from Chicago, but not a Jets fan at all. Like a Chicago Bears fan. I saw what's his face? Caleb Williams had quite a bit of good throws in his preseason game. That was cool to see. What are you all streaming on? I am streaming on Fubu. Fubu is my move for this game.
I got it locally here on TV in Charlotte, so I'm just off YouTube TV.
Joseph, how's the baby brother? Good. What is today? Almost 7 months. 7 months in a couple of days. He's killing it. It's a win now season, and Woody has to open the paycheck. In terms of for Reddick, the thing is, it's not. I don't think it's smart to also just give him a bunch of money then either, because then we're gonna be sitting there next year with Michael Carter gone, and Quincy's gonna be coming up on a contract year. Tyler Conklin's gone. Reed is gone. All these guys, you don't just say, hey, fuck it. It's a big year. Give him money. Right? Jets traded for a holdout. It's on Douglas. No, I'm with you. Now, did Reddick give them his word that he would negotiate? Because he came in here on April 1st, right? And he said, I'm going to be on the field no matter what. The contract stuff. I'm here to play the contract itself out. And now he's sitting out. So. Surratt. Good evening. Another game with the boys. Yeah, by the way, I will not be doing this during the regular season. I cannot watch a game that actually matters here because I will say something I regret. There's no way. And usually, typically for the away games, I'll have my couple buddies come over and watch it. Green jerseys, white jersey, they look so nice. Yeah, the all white's still really nice though. It's still really nice. Clemens making plays, already missing tackles. Green jerseys are sick. I can get you a less than official one. Talking about jerseys? Clemens cannot make this team. You guys gonna watch the UFC tonight? Izzy versus. I'm not the biggest UFC guy. I'm the biggest UFC guy.
Same.
Let's go, Isaiah Davis. We could be done with Clemens. I'm trying to catch up. Oh, okay. Swiss Pete's. This is a super chat. I'll do it again. How do you guys, I guess, feel about the battle at guard? Do you feel comfortable with any of the current guys, or would you still like to see a signing? I'll throw that to you first, Nania.
Well, I mean, it's definitely a position like you and I have talked about wanting to see a signing. Specifically at center. I think with guard, Schweitzer is you're comfortable with that as a backup, at least for me. But
McKinley just played that nice and blew that up. By the way, well, he shrunk that out nicely. But
who's going to get that flag post play? Is that on the Jets? But yeah, anyway, if Newman can continue to play well, then I think that can solidify one of your backup spots. I think it's more center that I was concerned about signing somebody because, like I said, I think Schweitzer as your backup guard, hard to realistically do too much better than that. But like, who's the backup center? I think was a bigger question. They got Newman there right now, so we'll see what he can do at that position tonight. So I would still stay open to it, but it seems like there are some good developments that make you feel a little more comfortable about the in-house options. I'm
with you. I would like to I would like to see them sign another backup interior offensive lineman, but let's see how Newman plays the next couple of games or Haason. Let's see. All right. Surratt obviously not smart there, having to scoop that guy up and throw him out of bounds. Not the brightest decision by Surratt, but here we are. Who is 20 now? Oh, JBC. Okay. Soft. The penalty, it's the NFL is soft, but it's still a penalty in today's age. Nani, you're like half of a floating face right now. That's funny.
I'm like trying to look at my TV.
Yeah. All right. Sanders. I don't know who that is. I'm trying to think of who's Sanders at tight end. I don't know.
No clue. Let's see. Can we pinpoint anybody on this?
No, not on broadcast. Oh, you have the Panthers broadcast, don't you? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can't see who that was. Looked like zone though. All the linebackers bid on that one. JBC is playing to the top this game. He was playing on the bottom last game. Oh, good play by
nice play.
Barnes.
Barnes, nice.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Barnes versus Surratt for linebacker 4. Barnes is explosive, dude. Like, you're talking about a Quincy type clone. Like, they move similar. Now, Quincy hits like a brick shithouse. I don't think Barnes hits like that, but in terms of movement skills, Barnes has that. He's fast as hell. So,
oh yeah, I'm curious to see if they can develop him. They did a great job with Quincy.
Yeah,
Sherwood, I think they've done a nice job with. So, I mean, your head coach and defensive coordinator are both linebacker coaches. So,
nice hit, Stiggers. Stiggers has had that good tackle last week, and then that was a pretty nice tackle. His CFL film, dude, he was such. I don't know if you watched that review, but the tackles, dude, he missed a lot of tackles. So that's good that he's been, it's been obviously better at the NFL level early. But Josh says, Joe, I like the black number 5 jersey. It's so nice. It's a really clean jersey. All the jerseys are so clean. Yeah, black. I kind of feel bad that I have a Q in the old ones now. I feel like I have to get a new Q one. He deserves more respect. 3rd and 7 from the 31. JBC got beat twice already. Yeah, he played towards the left side of the defense last game. Now he's playing the right side. He gave up a curl and a slant there on 3rd down. Yeah, I wish I could see him running the actual route there.
It just seemed like he was soft on both of those.
Yeah. Let's see. All right. 1st and 10.
Is it McDonald up top?
Tanzel Smart jumped.
Tanzel Smart.
Yeah. Blunted Vegas, what is up? Nothing, my guy. Just watching another preseason game on stream. Yeah, Tanzel Smart.
He used to be the snap timing god in preseason. A little too early on that one. Yeah.
Not now. Ben wanting to get that same one. Do you get it from NFL Shop? I see cheap ones on eBay, but I'm scared. I know people get them from other places. Let's say I've had bad experiences with that personally, so I don't. I just buy the legit jerseys now. I know Nanya buys them from
nefarious
other places,
outlets.
But I do not. I don't do that.
And we get the 5 right back.
We can't let a touchdown right now, right? Season's over if we do. First. Is this our first drive? This is our first drive, right?
No, they got I think 3 now.
Oh, yeah. No, this is our second. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Well, they gave one up last game, then they came back. I guess we're just a comeback team.
Swiss Pete's, you are in front of us, my friend. Just letting you know, you are in front of us. So try to pause for like 10, 15 seconds because I think we're watching Leonard Taylor on this play.
Leonard Taylor.
Yeah. Okay, maybe not.
Oh, Eccles.
That's not what I expected.
Yeah.
Not what I expected. Swiss Pete's, what are you talking about, dude? You just fake us out. Taylor with a good play. What happened?
You're still watching the Commanders game.
I don't know. I wonder what happened with Eccles, too. Like, Eccles, this is his last year of his contract, right? I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nani, give me your nefarious outlets. Private. That's a message. You gotta send a DM for that one. Go on Nania's page on Jets X Factor and email. Maybe he'll give it to you. I'm going after JBC again.
Oh, there we go.
No. Marshall calling for PI. PI on him. Looks like a lot more hand fighting from him than it was JBC there.
Good bounce back.
What do you think about Quincy next year? He's on a 3-year. He's on a 3-year, $18 million deal. Do you think if Quincy has another all-pro type of season, is he going to be a guy who holds out next year when he's on a $6 million contract?
Yeah, I mean, potentially. It's a great bargain for the Jets right now, but if he does that again, like you got to think that he's not going to want to play a third year on $6 million per year. So it's a possibility.
Oh my god!
Clemens, big hit. Are they going to?
Yeah, it was a big hit.
That
was a stunt, by the way, last week. Remember that? We were talking.
I think this one was too. Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like a stunt there too. I can't be sure. No, it wasn't a stunt. It was just he stepped up in the pocket and his tackle was sitting vertically, so allowed him to cross the face.
Just stepped into him.
Yeah, he stepped into him. That wasn't even. It's not even the tackle's fault. That's really hard for the tackle. All right, Clemens, block it.
All right, let's block it. When did he have that blocked kick? He had one.
Was it a block kick or a block punt? That was versus the Packers, right?
Or punt. Oh, yeah.
I think it was a punt. I think it was the Packers. Ooh. Former Jet.
Jet. That's a legend.
Meatball Farm. I want to see that. Jet. I want to see that Aaron or Adrian Martinez show. Dude, he hits that throw to Braylon Allen. It's Martinez time. Martinez the last week does not miss that throw. Like Peasley was okay. I was definitely more impressed with the Martinez over Peasley. So let's see. Fire stick for the win. Yeah, I have like the amount of subscriptions I have right now is stupid between ESPN Plus, Fubo, HBO Max, Disney Plus, Apple TV. Like there's so much shit I have. It is out of control. In terms of trying to watch all these games, but let's see who's going to be next drive.
I think it's probably half and half, right?
I'm curious to see, so you have less guys playing this week. I wonder if they're going to play like the Isaiah Davises, the Braylon Allens more, which we haven't even seen Braylon Allen yet, which is kind of not a surprise. I guess it's only been really one drive, but Isaiah Davis get some of the starting reps with the backups. But yeah, I'm curious to see if they're going to play some of those guys longer, because if we have to watch like 3 quarters of Izzy and who's the other Valade, I want at least a guy or two to watch. Like, give me a skill position player and give me like an offensive lineman to watch the rest of the game. As long as I have a guy, I'm cool.
Once the main guys are out, kind of.
Yeah. Just give me a guy. Just give me a guy. Pinheiro, man, wish we kept him.
I would say only skill players, or could it be anybody?
Mm-hmm. Anybody.
A couple. I mean, I made an article about this before. I said Cole Laval was one, but he's starting, so I don't know how long he's gonna go. Austin Decolis was a guy that I mentioned, number 70. He had a good block to open up Izzy's touchdown last week. You never know how deep you're going to have to go with your tackle depth. So he was a 6th-round pick a couple years ago.
Yeah, let's hope they have to go one deep max this year. Let's not do more than that.
Brandon Smith breakout.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on him. What about
Josh
Ferkser? We got to see how he blocks. If he can make a play for that fullback role.
Ferkser versus Yeboah for blocking duties is interesting development potentially. Josh says only game live in my area is Steelers Bills. Russ Wilson still looks like shit. Did you see Daniel Jones, like he playing vanilla defenses in preseason? He threw like 2 picks in the first quarter against the Texans, and they were both gross.
Yes.
God, Daniel Jones.
He had the Joe Flacco pick 6 against the Chargers in 2020. You remember that? Corley. Like right on the goal line. Ooh, short kick.
Yeah.
Didn't get that far.
He's out at the 30. No. And Pinheiro, man, I wish we had him. I'm definitely taking Greg Zuerlein over Pinheiro. I'm not so worried about Pinheiro at this point. Christian says, I wish we could see Jordan Travis. I do too. I think this is a redshirt year for him though, right? Like we're not gonna see him. I doubt it. All right, Peasley back out there. Carter Warren still. Laval at left guard still. Xavier Newman having some good center reps would do well for him, like really well for him, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm going to watch that. I'm going to try to keep my eyes off.
Good block by Newman, dude.
Nice. Olu, too, at right tackle. Good. No, Peasley, he does not have very good movement skills.
No.
But really very good offensive line rep there.
Mm-hmm. The media still is so much nicer to the Giants and the Jets. Imagine if the Jets quarterback did that. Yeah. I would say the Giants media seems a little bit easier. You know, again, if Olu Fashanu was at the strip club throwing hundreds of dollars at strippers, there would definitely be some noise about it. Where with the Giants, you barely heard about it. So 2nd and 7, hand off to Davis. My guy, let's go.
Newman. Ooh, was that Brownlee?
You gotta love flag. Jets first down flag. This is reminiscent of past years. Yep. 74 Olu with a hold. Yeah.
Cut him.
Is it time to be concerned? Let's see what happened.
Back-to-back leads for the penalty.
Yeah, he wasn't great last week in the run game. I would say he was okay, but I wasn't impressed with him in the run game last week. He ducked his head. Hands were wide. That's what happens. Yeah, hands are wide. Yeah, there's a few plays where he got stood up. Like the one play where Braylon Allen got tackled like a yard or two, he got stood up in the backfield. Again, not the biggest concern in the world. We knew he was going to be struggling at running in the running game. I'm not even saying it was terrible last week, but it wasn't great. All right, hey, we got 4 of those yards back. No concern.
Kenny Yeboah season.
Just put in Martinez. Martinez roll out to the right, double coverage, throw it in between defenders. Bad call. Yeah, you want more than 4 yards on 3rd and 17. You be safe here, Nani. We got another smoke. What did we say? What did you say last week? A screen to Corley?
No, I can't pull it out again.
Josh says Davis looks much more quick and explosive than I was anticipating. He's explosive and he moves well in short areas. Good block by Fashanu. Get rid of it, dude. Oh my God, bro.
This guy playing hero ball. I can't make a tree miss.
Not a Peasley guy. Not a Peasley guy. You have the play last week where 3rd and 1, he pull off. He tries to take it himself and gets tackled 3 yards in the backfield. Like that play, you're talking about 3rd and 14.
Yo, play. Someone was wide ass open for a touchdown.
Oh, I didn't see it on mine.
Someone ran like a post from the right slot. Nobody. It was open in the middle. I think they had 2 deep. They had a post straight down the middle. It was wide open.
Was it like in time? Like he could have hit it too?
He could have hit it.
Yeah.
See if I can get a picture of that.
Damn, dude. Let's see.
Who is that?
It's my Isaiah Davis highlights.
All right, he was in the middle scrambling. I'll give him that. But
okay.
Yeah, Charles was wide open.
credit to Joe. He was high. I don't know if I was high on Davis at very first, but I could tell you I watched him right away. I was I like him.
He could have made this throw on the run.
I was like, I like him a lot more than other people do. And again, I watched him pretty early, and I would go on to like podcasts, whatever, talking about the draft. And I'm like, don't hate on the 2 running back thing too much, because you guys are gonna like Davis. And I like Davis a lot. Like I said, he's not as explosive as Braylon Allen is. I think he has better short area movement skills than Braylon Allen does. Braylon Allen's a little bit more linear, and explosive again in a straight line. But in terms of like short area quickness, short striding, being connected to the ground, all that stuff, Isaiah Davis is that guy. Like I like Isaiah Davis a lot. So and it's kind of like an interesting kind of topic. People talk about like goal line stuff right now. Let's just say it's a 1 yard run, duo inside zone, whatever you want to call it, on the goal line. Isaiah Davis to me is going to get that yard over Braylon Allen. I like him in shorter yard situations than in Braylon Allen. So, yeah, interesting. But I like Davis a lot. Another flag, yeah. Fashion at right tackle still annoys me, but I understand why they're doing it. They really can't help themselves. It's that though. Like so, Meatball Parm. Let's just say he didn't play right tackle at all. Right? You're in the wild card game. No, sorry, we're not in the wild card game. We're in the Super Bowl. Let's say we're in the right, and Morgan Moses goes down. Do you want Fashanu coming in at right tackle, or do you want it to be Carter Warner and Max Mitchell? Which one makes you feel more comfortable? To me, it's Fashanu, right?
Oh, yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. Like I said it earlier, I like that they're doing it. And I understand the skepticism of, let's train him at one spot and not mess him up. But I think Jets fans have some PTSD with AVT and what's happened with him. And it's not even like he's struggled with moving around. It's just he happened to get injured. But, just because that happened to one guy, it's not going to happen to everyone. I think there are a lot of linemen, and not to underestimate how difficult it is, but there are a lot of linemen in the NFL who move around and can do it pretty well. So I think Olu as an 11th overall pick is more than capable of doing it.
What were your thoughts on the in the whole topic of, oh my God, we drafted 2 running backs in the 5th round? I'm going to jump off my nearest bridge. What were your thoughts about fans' reaction to that?
Well, I did not have that reaction because like you came out of last year with one roster lock running back on the team, and then going into the draft, you did nothing in free agency at running back. So still going into the draft, you only had Brees. So
it's not Izzy performed well, and you're drafting a 4th running back. Like you were drafting a 3rd running back,
right? Yeah, and then even when they took Brees, like they had Michael Carter, and we all loved Michael Carter after he had 1,000 yards as a rookie or whatever it was. Like I think loading up on young talent at running back is always a good thing, because out of any position, the one that you could rely on the most to get rookie production, young player production, running back is at the top. Mm-hmm. Pretty good coverage.
Ooh, Stiggers got there quick.
Stiggers, yeah.
Make the play. Oh, okay. Taking him and Eccles. Eccles was a punt return. Was a gunner last week as well. So Eccles, is it gonna be like Eccles and Charles, or is I forget? Like, was Charles usually inside last year, or was he not a gunner? I don't know where Charles usually plays. But he's a special teams demon, but I don't know exactly where he lines up.
He was a gunner, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, interesting. Maybe they're just giving another dude. Honestly, like maybe it's a thing where, hey, if Eccles and Stiggers can do this, do we need to carry a guy who's going to be strictly special teams? Maybe it's an opportunity where they're going to, because I don't think Irv Charles is a lock at this point. Nice play by Stiggers. Michael Carter fell off a cliff. Yeah, he definitely wasn't as good as a rookie year. His rookie year was definitely his best year. Handoff.
Are we? I'm a little bit ahead of you now, I think. I'm at 30, 31, 30.
Oh, geez. I'm at 36, 35.
Okay. Tell me when you're at 28.
Now.
Okay.
Yeah, 25, 24. How'd that happen? How'd you get in front of me?
I rewinded it before because I want to see that play again.
Let's say 2nd and 6. Here we go.
McDonald. Make a play.
Stiggers. Oh, who's 27? Got to make that play. He got pitched.
27. Kendall Sheffield.
Kendall Sheffield. All right. Let's see what happened there. Tight zone. Clemens got bitched a little bit by a tight end. Dude, I don't like the run thing too. Like, I don't. He has power, but I don't. You also have to like attach power to good technique and recognition. I don't think he has that. Like, there's one play he'll dominate a tight end, and then the next play he lets a tight end block him. Nania froze up again, unless he's just enthralled by that 1st and 10 play for a yard. 27 got demolished. Yeah, he didn't defeat the stiff arm. It's okay. Happens. I don't think Sheffield's going to make the roster anyway, but Clemens, again, you got to watch it back and like in real time, and you got to watch it back where you could see what's developing. But it looks like Clemens got washed down the line of scrimmage by tight end right there, unless I'm mistaken. So. And there's a play on the goal line last week. He made a play against a tight end, threw him into Robinson. But then there's another play where he let a tight end block him, and he was on the primary side of the run. Nice stuff. Who was that? 93, McKinley? McKinley getting in there. Was he a D tackle? Was McKinley just a D tackle? Why is Clemens losing a high pad level, slow punch? So Alex, it's his hands. His hands are high and wide. Like if you watch them plays last week, and he's literally coming into contact like this.
Was that McKinley?
Was he in the interior? How did he get that stop? I thought it was a D tackle there. Okay, 3rd and 12. Come on, Jets. Oh, McDonald with the sack. All right.
Let's go. We gotta see that move again.
Yeah, I want to see how McKinley won that. McDonald off your right side against the right tackle. Let's see. Oh, the spin. The inside spin with the ice pick. Nice, man.
We don't need Reddick.
Can we also squash that his penalty last week was not a penalty because we're wearing Jets green goggles? His penalty last week was a penalty. Now, if you want to argue the softness of the NFL, that's fine. He drove the quarterback into the ground. You cannot do that. Are we in agreement there, Nania?
Oh, yeah. When I saw it on the replay, I think it's in accordance with what usually gets called. Yeah. It's one of those arguments of like, I would agree it probably shouldn't be one, but it is. Ooh.
So he stepped out.
Still the juke.
Yeah. Nah, he was not up at the end. Was he? Okay, yeah. It looked like it was from an interior defensive lineman, but good run stuff from him. Again, he looked explosive. They're different, but no, actually not going to make that comparison. McKinley needs to have like better control of his body. Like he's almost like Kinlaw at times. It looks like they're like very like herky jerky and not like controlled movements. But McKinley definitely showed some good burst. Yeah, good spin for sure, man. Set him up to the outside. As soon as he punched those hands, he chops the outside arm. You spin, you let the inside arm rub off the back of your nameplate. Get the ice pick on there to propel himself by him while holding the offensive lineman where he is. It was a really good move. A nice ice pick too at the end. McDonald cooked him. Josh asked, and I'll throw this to you first, Nania. What defensive line player has impressed you the most throughout news from camp, preseason game 1, and the start of game 2? Defensive lineman who's impressed you the most, Nania?
Defensive line, I mean, a little bit of recency bias, but after McDonald just threw in that sack there, I mean, I don't know who else can compete with some of the high end of what he's shown, at least through these first 2 preseason games. I mean, obviously you expect that based on him being a first rounder, but I don't think anyone has touched that. I mean, Hector was great last week. Taylor was really good. McKinley's explosiveness off the line. So far in this game, McKinley's had a couple flashes again. So I think by the end of this game, if he could keep that up, he could be near the top of that. Is there anyone else you would add?
Yeah, you said all the names. It's hard for me to say, Josh, because I haven't been at camp or anything like that, and evaluating trench play is nearly impossible when you're there anyway. Through one game though, I would say Hector just for like a practice squad spot. I think McKinley is probably your DN5 at this point, and then Taylor had a good game last week. Like I was impressed with Taylor, even though one of his sacks or tackles for loss was a gimme because the center ran into the right guard, and it gave him a clear lane, but he still made the tackle or the sack. So I would say those guys, and then obviously too, like it's McDonald too, right? Like I think you or Rivka wrote something about this, and then everybody else started to say it. But nonetheless, he had like 5 pass rush snaps, Nanya, but I think like only 3 of them were legit, right? Like one was a screen, one was a really quick play, and then he got a quarterback hit out of 3 legitimate pass rush snaps. Now he has a sack, both on spin moves. Now you want to see it in diversify his skill set, rips, clubs, bull rushes, all that, but. I'm not calling Dwight Freeney, but hey, like if that's his primary move, that's his primary move. Now cook a couple guys with, some power and they'll be sitting inside you a little bit, so he's got to diversify his skill set, but that spin move has looked pretty good. So 1st and 10, hand off to Allen, 2 yards.
Mike S says, what is the ice pick?
What is the ice pick? So, I'm trying to think of the hands. When basically after your spin, the first arm that comes through, Mike, that first arm is going to land either on the back or the hip, and that ice pick is going to propel yourself towards the quarterback while also holding the guy in his spot. So a lot of times you'll see guys spin, and then when they're spinning, it's hard to. I don't really have anything to use it on like a dummy, but you're spinning and you're throwing your arm back, and it hits on the defender and pushes him back while it propels you forward. Dude, Pete
sucks.
Yeah, I'm not Peasley, man. Not the best mover. But yeah, let me see if I have a video. Actually, I do have a video of it. I'll show you on video real quick. Where did he get that? McDonald spin penalty. Okay. I'll show you what a nice pick is. So you have the initial spin, and then watch this inside. Can you see my cursor right here, Nani, or no? I don't know if you're on the screen or not.
I don't think so. No.
You can't. Okay, so this inside arm right here, his right arm is going to be the ice pick. So spin attaches to the hip, or it's going to attach to the ribs, or it's going to attach to the back. That arm, again, propels himself towards the quarterback and holds him in a spot. So that's what you're talking about with the ice pick. So you have the spin, ice pick with that arm right there. Some guys won't do that. Some guys don't have the length to do it. Some guys don't just have the quickness to get it attached. But that's what I was talking about, the ice pick right there. For Mike. Ice pick. It's important. That's why length is a part of that as well. If you don't have long enough hands, you're not going to be able to get that ice pick set in. All right, punt.
Oh, his own guy smacked him in the face.
Yeah, Stiggers, man. Stiggers making some gunner plays here. I know the one play didn't actually get him down, but he still was there. Rusty Spooner says, I'm curious to see if Taylor the third would be a good replacement for Clemens for a couple of plays. Well, I think he did play a little bit outside, right, at LSU, and that's why he was like miscast. Where a lot of people, no, sorry, he was a 1 tech and he was supposed to be a 3 tech, right? So I don't think they play him on the edge, but maybe he takes a spot in general. What's up to Rich? Rich asks as well, it's early, but what are your guesses on who makes the starting defensive line? Or talking about like the defense? I think he's talking about the 53. So for me, Rich, if I had to predict the 53 in terms of the defensive lineman, I'm going to go Q, Kinlaw, Thomas, Fotu, Taylor on the inside, 5 inside. And then I'm going to go Reddick, JJ, McDonald's, Clement, and Tack as my 10. Nani, any differences there?
I would only say I'm on the fence about whether Taylor will get in.
Okay.
And I'd have to look at and see who am I taking off to put him on there.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like the idea of including him and having some sort of upside and not just fully relying on those next 3 after Quinn and Williams, because Kinlaw could get hurt, Fotu could get hurt. I mean, anyone can, but those 2 guys have missed some games.
And Kinlaw's on a 1-year contract.
Yeah, and to have a pipeline, they have that going at other positions. They have a good corner pipeline going. They have a good one going at even safety. They have some youth, offensive line with Olu, running back. They have some good pipelines going at a few different positions, but D tackle doesn't really have it.
No.
So for the sake of that, I would like it, but I would just want to see what are you sacrificing to keep him? Because he probably wouldn't play much. He would be inactive until until he's needed, I would think.
So I'm going to scramble up this question a little bit, But Josh says is McKinley and Taylor better than Clemens at this point? If you had to rank them on who would Nania, if Nania was Joe Douglas, who would he want on his roster? How would you rank these players 1 through 3?
I feel like McKinley is better just because, like, even if you just swap their skill sets in terms of like, okay, McKinley's equal in pass as Clemens is and run, but he can't really stop the run. You take the pass rusher, like just give me the explosiveness he has all day. But like in terms of what's going to happen, I think Clemens is going to make it. We both agree, and he's probably going to be their main until Reddick comes back. Probably going to play a good amount of early
corner
down
blitz from Stiggers. No, didn't get there.
Oh, is that strip?
Oh no, oh my god, dude, who was scooping that up? Barnes, bro. Barnes just completely whiffed on picking that ball up. That's a bad play. That's a really bad play. If that was actually a fumble and he didn't scoop that up, man.
I think it's gonna be incomplete.
Is it?
But it was,
yeah, probably. But geez, Barnes, you got to scoop that, my guy. He was thinking about scoop and score. Ugovin? Yeah, so for me, out of these guys, I would put Taylor 1, I would put McKinley 2, and I'll put Clemens 3. I really don't care about Clemens making the roster. I'm sorry.
Hit that. Oh.
Who is that? 34?
Hardy. Al Blades.
Yeah. Put Martinez in, please. Thanks for the explanation. Yeah, no problem. I love talking about stuff like that. Mike, I love technique questions. That's good. Fatigue says Stiggers looks good. How do they keep finding defensive gems in late rounds and drafted?
They're
good at it, right?
Pressure. I mean, he's unblocked. Oh, you gotta have that.
Oh, gotta fix that, my guy. All right, 3rd and 10. Big play. I'm at 9, 8. Are we on the same thing?
7.
7.
6,
Cool.
5.
All right, let's see. They're gonna go to the bottom here. Oh, a run.
Oh,
interesting play call. Hey, here we are. That's an Adam Gase type of play. You know. Nice by Stiggs, looking like a steal. Stiggers is playing hard. You think Taylor made? I do. Like he's now. The thing is, like, so Rich and I've talked about this before you got on the stream, probably. But there's so much information in practice that we don't know. Because I could look at Taylor making plays in preseason, but they could be sitting behind the scenes like, dude, this guy gives no effort. He's an asshole in meetings. He barely shows up on time. He's not taking notes. So like that could be like, I don't know behind the scenes, but based on what I saw last week, I would like to see Taylor make the roster. You know, block it.
How's that not blocked?
Did he not block that? Did he olay that ball? Did it go through his hands?
What
happened? He had to have blocked that. Damn.
Who was that?
I don't know, dude.
It was one something. I don't know if that was Charles.
Charles just whiffed.
It was Charles.
The ball. He got pushed a little bit, but yeah, he missed it. Oh man.
Just the fact that he was in there. I mean,
yeah, no, good, something. But damn, he got pushed. It was a little bit hard. Like he was getting pushed to his right as he was trying to block the ball, so it's a little bit hard. But
Jarek Bernard Converse doubtful to return with a groin injury.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but on the play where he didn't give it up to Marshall on a deep connection, like he was kind of grimacing when he got up, like his face. So probably not ideal for him, right? Swiss Pete says, so no live streams during the season. Swiss Pete's absolutely not. Absolutely not, dude. I can't. One, usually I have a couple of beers during the games, and two, I say things I would regret. I would not be able to keep my words caged. I get pretty pissed during games, so I cannot do that. Rich seems about right. I think McDonald still gets like 8-ish sacks, even if he's more of a pass rush specialist this year. I bet he'll be effective. I'm cool with that. Over under right now, Nania. Gun to your head. What would you put his numbers at? I'm gonna jump off the stream for 2 seconds, and I will be back as well. I'll be hearing you.
Okay. I think there was somewhere I said I think he can get to 10 sacks. Because you just look at what he did last year, and he had I think 3.5 sacks, and he played 99 pass rush snaps. So if you triple that, he had 3 sacks, but 2 of them are half sacks. So he was in on 4 total, 2 full, 2 half. So if you triple his playing time, say he gets like 300 pass rush snaps instead of he had about 100 last year, triple his sacks and he can get up to 9, 10 if he can maintain where the rate that he had last year. So I would say a safe bet is like 7, 8, but I really could see him getting to 10 even with a low, overall role in terms of snap count, because I feel like he's going to be a good finisher with his length and his bend. I feel like he's going to be the type of guy who converts his wins pretty well, kind of like Haason Reddick does. Man, how did Charles not block that? Good move to get in there, though. And he did make it a shorter punt, so it still mattered. I'd like Charles to make the roster. Braylon Allen going outside here.
All right, we're back.
Hold penalty on the Jets.
Jeez, dude. This is something that I put in the stream too, or in the review too. It's like, I know it was only 6 penalties for like 40 yards or something like that, but the penalties have to stop with the Jets.
Was it first?
Carter Warren?
Warren.
No, Carter Warren. All right. So much hate for Clemens, yet a pass for Ruckert. I wouldn't say a pass for Ruckert. I've said it before. I think Ruckert has been a jag so far. There's nothing he's done necessarily that makes me think he's some special tight end too, right? Like, since when are we hyping up Ruckert? I think Ruckert has ability though. If he can control himself more as a blocker, if he could, screen to
Allen.
Yeah, he's.
Do you think there's a case of, like, on the note of that play, and there were a couple last week, do you think there's a case of him kind of leaning into his power game too much and kind of there, because there was that one run last week, and then there was that one where it's like he's lowering the shoulder kind of really early before the contact, and it's causing him to slip sometimes. So do you think there's, like, he can harness that power a little bit better and maybe look to keep the run alive a little bit longer before he ducks the shoulder?
I think it's a really good question, but I haven't seen enough evidence of him just lowering the shoulder in situations like that. Like that one, it looked like he kind of knew just the play was over. Yeah, 3 yards here. We gotta start putting up some points. But yeah, I wouldn't say
examples, but yeah,
I wouldn't say we give a pass to Ruckert. I think fans tend to overrate Ruckert at this point in his career because of where he's from and who his family is. But I do think he has some untapped ability as a route runner that hasn't been taken advantage of yet. So, I'll watch 39. I'll get to your question real quick, Josh. 39. All right. Can they convert? 0 for 3. Does Peasley got it? Don't just run for 3 yards. Okay. Wow.
Don't slip. Oh, he actually got there.
Yeah, there we go. Peasley. Does McDonald have more moves in his arsenal? It seems like his spin move is the only thing he keeps finding success with. I'm trying to remember. No, he has some
there. I mean, maybe he could have hit Brownlee.
Yeah, he could, but he could have, like, at that time, like, while stepping him in the pocket, that would have been kind of hard.
Yeah.
If he had some more time in there, I would say hit him, but it looked like the pocket was collapsing, so he kind of had to step through. In my opinion, just watching off the first time. He had more moves at Iowa State. Like he had some rips. He had the ghost move. So I don't think it's his only move. It's his only move he's been successful with this preseason so far. All right. Take it.
Moving a little bit now.
Joe Blewett Sr. says that's a bad play right there. 6 yards on first down. He gets pissed. There's no first down. JBC is hurt, I guess. Yeah. Groin doubtful to return. Funny story. I tore my groin in high school. Not fun. Not a good injury. It hurts to poop after you strain your groin. You don't think how much you use your groin when you poop, but you squeeze your groin flexes. It was painful, my guys. It was not. A lot of things are not fun. A lot of things are not fun. I tried to tackle a guy with my leg. I was like engaged in a block, and I put my leg out there. Bad choice.
Ooh, that inside toss again.
Yeah,
that we saw last week.
That's in their arsenal. They're definitely working on that. What'd you say, by the way, Nani, in terms of your over-under for McDonald? I was listening, but I was kind of not. Yeah. What was your over-under?
Well, I was saying that because, like, he got 3 last year on very limited snaps. So if
what do you put, 19, 20%?
Yeah, he had 99 pass rush snaps, so not even 100. So, like, say if you triple that and take his 3 sacks, like that's 9 right there. If he can keep up that same rate, so I feel like
what were the snap percentage he played though?
Yeah, it was like I think it was 19.
Was it 19? Well, it's not going to get to 60 then, right?
Let's check it out.
Let's see. Josh has Rankin D-line walking with bats and
19.
19. So you anticipate it going to what? Probably like 40 this year? My over-under is 6.5. That would be my over-under gun to my head. 6.5. Under 8.
Yeah, well, Huff had 334 pass rush snaps last year, but most of his snaps were pass plays. So, like, even if the snap count overall was lower, he's getting a lot of pass rush chances. So I wonder if McDonald will play that type of role. I mean, I think they envision him as having the potential to be the, 3-down player that they didn't think Huff could be. But right now, with the build of the lineup, I wonder if he ends up playing a role like Huff did last year.
Mike says Stiggers was a defensive rookie of the year in the CFL last year. Different game, but great experience for him. Yeah, I think it's a good experience. I would say the players are probably a little more strong. Yeah, 3rd and 4. Let's get it. Where are we at? Like the 40? Yeah, okay.
Big time players step up at this part of the field.
Timeout, Jets. Rich says I can get offered $1,000 per game to stream it and talk about the game, and I still wouldn't do it. It's a pretty sacred time for me. I would. Yeah, no, Rich. And I've said this before too. Like with even going to the game, like a lot of people want to do events or ask me questions about like football during the game. I'm like, I go as a fan. Like I don't. Not yet seen the tailgates get a little bit rowdy. It's like I just want to have fun, man. Like we just have fun. We drink. We're stupid. Like people walk up to me like, oh, do you think they should have ran cover 6 or quarters on this play? Like, why did not run cover 6 there? I'm like, I don't know. I don't care right now. Like, let me be a drunk idiot on Sundays, and then I'll watch the film and shit on Monday, Tuesday. So. Blake said, just joined. Not sure if you talk about this. Just don't like them playing fashion at left tackle and right tackle. Okay, so Blake, and if you're still in here, which this is only 4 minutes ago, and this is my reasoning. In a perfect world, they have a backup right tackle who's a first round pick as well, right? Like obviously, in the most ideal of ideal worlds, Fashanu is just a left tackle this year. I completely agree with you. It's the Super Bowl. Morgan Moses just goes down with an ankle injury. Running out to replace him is one of Carter Warren, Fashanu, or Max Mitchell. To win that Super Bowl, who do you want that player to be? That's the question. That's what it is to me. I don't know if I'm being stupid, just being that simple, but he's your best player at that spot. That's why. I feel like we've seen enough of Allen and Davis save for the season. No. Peasley's Vanilla Vic. No, he can't move. He can't move. Rucker done nothing except for come from Underhurst. Yeah, no, Rucker hasn't done anything yet. I know. Nani, you should publish an article on torn groins and pooping. Top shelf info on Jets X Factor.
I think Blue should write that. You brought it up.
You never realize, dude. Like you'll like. I don't know, man. Like you'll injure your pinky toe and you realize you can't pour yourself a glass of milk. It's like, how are those things combined? Like, how are they connected? But it always just happens. I'm stuck with the damn Bills Steelers game. No, I'm sorry. But I can't put up the games. Meth streams. Fantasy football this year, I am not 100% sure, to be honest. Look on Salah's face. You guys going to the home opener? I will be there. Section 310 for your group.
I'll be at the Denver game.
You bet the Denver game? Yeah, I'll be at the home opener. I think we're in section like 201 or 202, 203, something like that. What are you drinking, Anya? Let's hear it.
It is
a water.
H2O.
I mean, say a water.
Interesting looking cup, but
yeah,
this is water.
Yeah, Jack and Coke for me. Rich, that is my go-to wedding drink. Jack and Coke. Every time I'm at my wedding, it's Jack and Coke. 4th and 1, Nani. We're going for it.
Here we go. Aggressive Salah.
I have a foolproof strap for fantasy this year.
Come on.
Foolproof.
Found it with Berkser. And I'm wearing the gun empty.
Oh, my God. I hate that call, dude.
I special.
Unless there's no one to draw. A quarterback draw right here. Throw it into the arsenal. Nope.
Corley.
All right,
let's go.
A little bit behind him, too. A little bit behind him.
Good grab.
Corley, yeah. Yeah, a little behind him. Good adjustment to it. Let's get a Corley touchdown. Right? Why not? I'm ready. We're probably going to see what Martinez in the second half. 1, 2, half for each eye, probably.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yoshi, what are you saying here? Allen is so strong, man. Drive him. Oh, okay. 5 yards there, 4 yards there. Allen runs hard. Yeah, for sure. Second and 5. All right.
Second and 6.
Yeah. Eagle does know some streams, by the way, people. All right.
Allen falling forward.
Yep, another 4 yards. Another 4. Third and 2. I do have to figure out dinner. I'm trying to do that live. I'm going to be pretty transparent. I'm like, what am I going to get for food later here? I don't know what to do. This is not going to be another McDonald's stream.
Good time for a poll.
Good time for a poll. Yeah, I don't know, man. There's so much shit around here. There was a one stream though. It was after a preseason game, I think last year, and I did it until like 2:00 in the morning, and I thought I ordered a McDonald's, and then I went into my DoorDash app or whatever it was, and I forgot to hit like go on the order, and then nothing ever came. I was so disappointed. I thought I had McDonald's waiting at my door, and I didn't even click order. It was very disappointing.
What is your go-to McDonald's order?
I haven't eaten McDonald's in probably like 2 years, to be honest. I don't really eat fast food anymore.
I'm with you. I'm not a regular McDonald's person.
No. When I used to go in high school, I would get 2 McDoubles with mac sauce and 2 McChickens. That was the McDonald's order. But if I had to, like, let's say I'm on a road trip and you have to eat like fast food in some gas station, it's Chick-fil-A or Taco Bell, and there's no others that are in. Maybe Wendy's. I would say those are probably my top 3 like fast food places. So I'd be looking for a Taco Bell.
Filet-O-Fish guy. That was my go.
Filet-O-Fish guy.
Yeah.
Murdoch just got a burrito bowl. All right. I can feel a burrito bowl. Murdoch, I'm kind of in the mood. Like I'm not trying to be so naughty. I'm getting Taco Bell, but I also don't want to eat a salad, It's like a burrito bowl is kind of a nice middle,
Yeah.
Like you're having some rice, so it's not great, but it's still not Taco Bell. So I don't know. Wendy's Baconator. Wendy's hurt my heart when they got rid of the spicy chicken wraps. That was the move at Wendy's during Joe's high school years, and they got rid of them. It hurt. Rich says, off topic, but I found it hilarious that people were overreacting to our defense in a joint practice, playing vanilla defense and without Big Q. At the end of the day, too, like, teams are gonna have bad days, right? Should we have not thought the Chiefs were winning the Super Bowl because they should have lost to the Jets and Zach Wilson last year? No, people have bad days. You can get a lettuce and tomato in a burrito bowl. Yeah, but you gotta get rice in there, right? You're not just getting that's a salad then. You're talking about a salad. McDonald's snack wrap. I gotta get something here. Maybe I'll get like I don't know. I'm gonna text the wife in live time. All right. McDonald's snack wrap. Yeah, so Nania, since we're waiting on a commercial, Nania's top 3 fast food places if he had to on a road trip.
Top 3. Well, I gotta put Chick-fil-A in there.
Okay.
Gotta. I mean, I got to be honest. I had never been to a Chick-fil-A before I moved to North Carolina. Growing up in New York, I never heard of it. But once I came here, I mean, it's just like, it's not as guilty as other fast food places. So Chick-fil-A is up there. Damn. What else do we put there? Does Chipotle make my top 3? I don't know.
Third and one. I don't know if you can count that as an actual
knockout.
It's kind of like a quasi fast food place, but not really. Nice Brown Allen.
Just a consistent 5-6 from him.
I'm going Chick-fil-A 1. No, I'll be honest. I'm going Taco Bell 1. That's the guilty pleasure. Chick-fil-A 2. Chick-fil-A 2. And then 3 is Wendy's for me. That's the move. Yeah, I don't know if Chipotle is considered like fast food, because then there's a bunch of other places that are kind of like that you can kind of consider. All right, first and 10.
Davis.
Yeah, no, there was nothing there. Fashion got set up there a little bit on the edge. He didn't really have anywhere to go.
Yeah, we've seen mobility from him in the run game, but kicking out the edge, he's definitely gotten between last game and this one, at least from watching it so far, gotten stood up a few times. But if there's anything we expected him to struggle with at first, it's that. So
hands wide, hands scoop from low.
Yeah, that's something over the years you would hope he can iron out to become a complete player. But for this year, you just want to see the pass protection, and that's been good so far.
Oh yeah, for sure. That was even a good rep. Actually, he kind of I got the Panthers broadcast. Steve Smith might be the worst to listen to. I've never really listened to him broadcast a game. So he is one of, like, I think he's my all-time favorite receiver in the NFL. Like, he's my number one, just because of the way he played. But as a broadcast, I don't think he adds so much when I've listened to him talk, you know. But yeah, he's my favorite receiver, I think, ever. Nanya, who's your favorite?
My favorite
ever
receiver?
Ever? Yeah, off. You must do random topics while we're waiting here.
Yeah.
Number one,
who's
who's your number? Not your best ever, obviously, because I'm gonna say Randy Moss or something like that. But my favorite receiver ever is Steve Smith, just because of the way he played.
Man, try and think, like, who stood out to me the most and like had that type of impact. Try and think. I'm trying to think back, like, early 2010s when I started watching, like, who really kind of jumped off the screen to me. Let's watch this play first. Peasley to the end zone.
No, couldn't toe tap it.
Wrong line, buddy.
Yep, couldn't toe. Couldn't toe. I want to see how close he was. Like, could he have done it or no? Yeah, he could have. He could have definitely made a better effort than that. He could have stretched out for that. Yeah, not the best sideline awareness from Mr. Kuntz right there.
10.0 will not help you if you don't know where the sideline is.
Mexican food. Yeah, he could have stretched out. He's all of 6'7". He had his feet directly under him when he tried to catch that ball. Got to make the kick.
Ooh.
All right.
Good. Weird camera angle I got.
Lynn Swan. Right. We have a Lynn Swan. We have an Andre Johnson in here.
I was going to say Andre Johnson. I mean, Julio. I really like Justin Jefferson. I mean, right now. Like, he's about as complete as I feel like I've seen.
So, Nani, without looking at the chat,
to enjoy him.
Without looking at the chat, because this is going to test your Andre Johnson fandom, and you might not be old enough to remember exactly what happened here. But who is the corner that Andre Johnson beat the shit out of in a game?
Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't know.
Do you have no recollection of it? It's Cortland Finnegan.
That might have been before I started watching.
Yeah, Cortland Finnegan. He kind of like tossed him to the ground, kind of like got over top of him while Cortland Finnegan was like looking towards the ground. So he beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Or took off his helmet and then started like, what was it Brett? No, it wasn't Brett Grimes. It was Cortland Finnegan, right? And I'm pretty sure. It was Cortland Finnegan, not Brett Grimes. Right, let's see. Andre Johnson versus... Yeah, Cortland Finnegan. Good guess, though, Ian. Because you made me think twice. But no, it's Cortland Finnegan.
Oh, you know, another good one? AJ Green. He was a beast.
You know, there's a guy who, like, I would, if I asked him when I was like a full-grown adult and he was on my team, but I love the way he played too, was Terrell Owens, dude. Terrell Owens was so dominant. He was an absolute savage. He was a savage. I would like to do that, like build my all-time non-Jets starting lineup. I like to put a few guys, like Jamal Lewis back in the day on the Ravens and a bunch of guys. Brian Dawkins is my favorite player, non-Jets or Jet. Chris Carter, that's a nice one. I was a little bit young for Chris Carter.
All right, like tied up going in a half.
Eagle just said that the stretcher's coming out.
Locked in, but we need Adrian Martinez to spark this offense.
Lynn Swan for Leon too. Yeah. Calvin Johnson all day. I watched him make catches while being triple teamed. Yeah, he was a beast. Favorite receiver ever was Deshaun Jackson. Not the best ever, but electric. Yeah, man. That Giants play will live in history books. Percy Harvin. You know, I don't know why it made me think of the little Chiefs right here. There was a good receiver for a little bit and fell off the face of the earth was Dwayne Bowe. For the people who remember Dwayne Bowe. Yeah, a couple of years, and he just completely fell off.
I would add Keenan Allen. I feel like he's a guy who like fits this category of favorite. Obviously, he's great, but
Keenan Allen.
You know, I think just like route running, hands, and like fundamentals that he brings to the table. He's not as flashy as like a lot of these big-bodied acrobatic guys that we've mentioned, but Keenan Allen has just been showing up for over a decade. Mike Evans, kind of opposite of Keenan Allen, but I always love how hard he plays, how tough he is to cover.
Yeah, David Ball. I said Dwayne Bowe. Yeah, it's LT was in terms of like running backs too. I think he's probably my favorite ever off the Jets as well. And he came to the Jets, but he was talking about electric, dude. And like when Tomlinson was taking over the league in the mid 2000s, that was exciting. He was a really, really dominant player. There was so much good, like football's just the best, man. Like I love like early 2000s, mid 2000s footballs, but like again Jamal Lewis and all these guys. It's such a great sport. But Eric Moltz, receiver? Eric Moltz? Is Eric Moltz receiver? Let me Google this now. Eric Moltz. Yep. Receiver out from the Bills. Bills, Texans, it looks like. Let me see some Eric Moltz. I don't know if I am so familiar with his career. Oh, you know what? Are you a Buffalo fan? I wonder if this guy's a Buffalo fan. He's a Buffalo guy. LSU drafted by the Bills. Olu at left tackle. Molds on the Bills. Yeah. Marquise Colson won me a fantasy ship on his rookie year. Yeah. I got one of my guys, like we do a keeper league, and he drafted Alvin Kamara, I think in like the 21st round of that draft. And then he had him for 3 years in the 21st round. It was such a cheat code. Olu seems to be thinking too much, which leads him hesitating. I don't know. He's struggling a little bit in the run game, and he had the hold. But Olu, it's not like he was great at left tackle last week in the run game anyway. So he's struggling in the same spot. His problem in the run game is he tends to lose first contact. He ducks his head a little bit. And his hands are wide. You know, if he could fix that right side or left, it's just an overall kind of thing that he struggles with. So, I have a signed Mims jersey. Yeah, J. Crispy, that one hurts. I'm not going to say I was not with you, though, because I was a big Mims fan as well. I was really excited when they drafted him. Jets X Factor, our first year. We needed those Mims shirts.
Yeah.
And I shortly thereafter donated it to charity, you know. Not charity. Donated to the, you know, whatever you donated to. Yeah, he's nowhere to be. Is he even on the roster now? I don't know.
He was on the Jacksonville. I don't know if he got cut recently.
Lev Noel? Talking about Laval?
He's still in Jacksonville.
Laval. Wasn't Josh Gordon beastly until, dude, he was really, really good.
He was
and
beastly.
then for like a year or two, and then he was just like, listen, I in no way do I think weed should be illegal. But at the end of the day, if that's your business's policy, then you have to abide by it, right? Like for me, I have to wear a white undershirt. If I wore a blue or a black or a red or a purple or a yellow undershirt, I would get in trouble. Now, it's not illegal to wear a purple undershirt, but in my job, it's a policy that I cannot do that. So I would get written up and I would get eventually fired from my job for not following their policies. Josh Gordon, you're trying to be an NFL receiver and make millions of dollars and set your family up for the rest of their lives. Don't smoke weed, and it's a thing where a lot of players have said it. Like you have like months of you have months where you're not going to get tested unless you test negative if you test positive, then you get randomly tested. But there's a section from I don't know when what I forget even who told me about it, but it's like there's a section from January to April where you don't get tested. So get super baked in January, February, and March, and then just don't smoke in April. Like what are we doing here? It's not that hard.
He just had to. He couldn't help himself.
Him and Ricky Williams, man, some all timers who just could not get away from the weed here. It's okay. Left guard. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about Laval. Yeah, Laval. I don't know how it's spelled, but I don't think it's that way. How do you spell Laval? I'm not even trying to guess, but I don't think it's Lev.
Can you name any one of the three quarterbacks that threw passes to Josh Gordon when he had 118 yards per game in 2013?
Can I name any? Oh my God.
There were three different quarterbacks.
Brandon Whedon.
Yep. Can you get the other two?
Damn, I don't even remember Brandon Whedon. Who was the I'm trying to think who I was thinking about Jimmy Clausen. It's not Jimmy Clausen, is it?
Same initials, actually.
JC? Jimmy Clausen. No, I don't know. I don't know the other one.
Jason Campbell, Brian Hoyer.
Brian Hoyer. Okay, I wouldn't have got them. I'm happy I just got the Brandon Whedon one there. Let's see. Rookie Randy Miss changed my life as a teenager. Randy Moss. Dude, Randy Moss is, I think he's the second best receiver of all time. Whedon, Manziel, and Josh McCown. Good, but no cigar. Good with the Whedon guess, though, too, if you said that before I did. Pre-CTE, Antonio Brown. Oh, my God. Yeah, he was a savage. I'm just saying K. All right. Hiya. What's up? Snoosh. Brady Quinn. That's who I was thinking about, Murdoch. That's funny. When I was saying another quarterback, I was thinking about Brady Quinn, but I couldn't think of his name. Jimmy Smith and Keenan McCardle were such a great duo. Fred Taylor in the backfield with the Jags. The Jags. Yeah, there's some good there's throwback running backs. Cadillac Williams from the Bucks was good for only a couple of years. You had who was that? Browns. Peyton Hillis was good for only a year or two. I love the mid 2000s. That's when it seemed like running backs and good running backs were dominating NFL, and I like that physical. I like physical football, and it was it's a good era. We have a little One Jets Drive promotion here. Nania, did you watch the One Jets Drive episode?
I did not. I have to confess, I have not watched a single one of their productions.
I'm going to be transparent here. I think One Jets Drive, it started off pretty high and then it kind of leveled out and then diminished last year. This episode got me relatively excited about the Jets. I was pretty excited. It was a good one. It was a good highlight.
This is the first episode, the one that they just put out.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It's pretty good. Spin move McDonald. LeGarrette Blount is my favorite running back ever. So mad Rex didn't draft him. Yeah, didn't he? Didn't LeGarrette Blount punch somebody in the face post game at Oregon? Right? Isn't that why he dropped a little bit in the draft? I think that was LeGarrette Blount, right?
Was it?
I don't know if you know.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I'm a little bit. I know you're in that. You're kind of touching that era, but maybe a little bit before. When those guys were getting drafted. Peyton Hillis, yeah. One Jet Drive was good. The only thing with this Eagle is one Jets drive versus having Hard Knocks elements. Hard Knocks is me more unbiased, where every single thing from one Jets drive is gonna be positive. You know, they're gonna spin it positively. Beginning of the episode got me pumped. Greg Rollo, what's up? Yeah, he did. I keep forgetting you're 10 years younger than me. Sorry for that 90s dude. No, it's okay. I know. You threw out like Chris Carter, right? You didn't throw out anybody crazy, but I know Jimmy Smith. Well, actually, no, I thought Jimmy Smith, the corner, right? from the Ravens. I don't know.
You see Mahomes did a behind-the-back pass to Kelsey in a game today?
No, I didn't. I'm surprised he even played.
That too was surprising. But, yeah, pretty clean behind-the-back pass. Caleb Williams had some good plays. Kind of looked Mahomes.
I saw at least two of those. Yeah, I saw at least two of those plays. Running around a lot in the back, like in the pocket there. I wonder how that's going to work out during the regular season. You don't want to him to get absolutely smacked, but here we are. Jimmy Smith is the best wide receiver in Jags history. I was thinking he was saying the duo of them and then Fred Taylor, that he's probably on offense at receiver, but here we are. Rufy says, yeah, LeGarrette punched defensive end after losing the game. The first game of the season was a Heisman candidate, went undrafted and punched a player in Titans camp, was cut and went to the Bucs and had 1K. Is that really the whole story, Rufy? I don't remember him. I don't remember him getting all the way to undrafted.
Jets 84 yards, Panthers 56. Peak preseason football.
Yeah, I'm gonna say last week, Nanya, the actual product was more entertaining at this point. But
what happened in the first half? That is our discussion point right here.
What happened? Penalties. Andrew Peasley looking unathletic and frantic with the ball in his hands, taking sacks. Him completely whiffing on a pass play that would have got us to near the red zone. You know, on a I don't know what the route was from Allen. I think he just broke into the flat. Right, it wasn't anything crazy.
Yeah.
It was like a bench route into the flat route, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, not much. Penalties and missed ops. Snoosh says,
Isaiah Davis, I thought he had at least 3 missed tackles that he forced.
Yeah, I would say on offense so far, Isaiah Davis, nothing at receiver, nothing at tight end.
No.
Nothing at offensive line, really. Really nobody on offense has stood out, minus Isaiah Davis and Allen a little bit. You know, in terms of the offensive line, we're going to have to go back and watch. Defense, McDonald, Stiggers, I would say probably, right, so far?
Yeah. I feel like the offensive line
McKinley
might look good when you rewatch it. Because I don't feel like he's getting pressured too much. He's just
Xavier Newman's been having some good snaps inside. Yeah. I've been watching him a little bit.
Even the run blocking feels like they're getting consistent 4 or 5 yard chunks. So there might be some. It's just hard to say right now, but I feel like there will be some offensive line positives.
Meatball says, not a homer, but I love Corbett. Would have loved him even if he wasn't a Jet. We have absolutely no bias here on Jets X Factor towards Dwayne Corbett. We also love him. Again, no bias at all.
No.
Let's see. Okay. Live texting my wife about what I'm going to order for dinner. Did you two get your Jets Jags tickets yet? So Mardog, I know you're going to the Jags game. I think I'm going to the Miami game, my friend. So I'm praying you can make it out to Miami, because I got some bad info about the Jags maybe not playing at home, and I changed my mind and decided on Miami, and I put in my vacation days, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to change it. So let me know if you go to Miami. Hopefully you can. I know you're from Florida, so. All right, Nottingham. An exhilarating 3-3 game, but at the end of the day, we just need a dub.
Hey,
we just want the dub at the minimum.
This is physical defensive football, like you said you liked. This is thrilling.
By the way, I don't know if I'm able to do this differently, but have you looked at the top right of our screen while we're streaming yet?
No, I haven't.
Can you see it now?
Yeah, I see it.
We are not the Underdog Jets podcast. This is Blitz, but it's okay. It's okay. Edit layout. Is there any way to do that? I don't know.
There we go. There we go.
How'd you do that? Where are you going to?
Go to brand on the side, and then there's a drop down.
I don't know where you see brand. No, I don't see brand.
You don't see that tab on the right side? There's like a paint thing.
Oh, brand. Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Minimal classic bubbles. Ooh, okay. We can change that up a little bit. What do we like here? I'm gonna go bubble, make it a little different.
Yeah, switch it up.
Is there anything else fun we could do in here? Overlays, video clips.
You could play sound effects in here. You should upload some of those sound effects.
Oh, and we just missed a big return.
Oh, let's go. Codrington.
From 43.
We're too busy looking at the StreamYard settings.
Damn it. Oh, yeah, we can play some stuff in here. What is feeding the ducks? Just a nice little background music to see what happened here while we're feeding the ducks. I didn't know this page existed.
Freestyle out of this.
Yeah, there you go. Night driving rock. Are you a sauce level freestyler or a Brees level freestyler?
I have some skills.
You have some skills, so you're sauce because Brees cannot rap.
Yeah, I remember there was that one stream they had where I clipped it, and Brees was like, "I don't know what I want to say."
Was it an actual? Was it a stream like that they were talking on, or did you see the one?
It was like him. I saw that one, but there was one where him, Sauce, and Garrett were in the same house. He's like, "I don't know what I want to say. Sauce is my bae."
It's like, oh god, that's bad, my guy. Amazon Prime gives you free Grubhub. Oh shit, okay. Let me look into that.
We're driving, baby.
I gotta watch Corbett for many seasons when they practice. What in Newark? All right, 1st and 10.
So is that Ferkser in the backfield? The Bach?
No, I think he's 48.
Who's 47?
Some other backup fullback. I've seen his name before, but
Lincoln Sefcik.
Yeah, it's inconsequential. Devils camp open up next month. Yeah, I'm excited for the Devils 48. This year. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna try not to look at the chat early. We're still in the same sync, right? You're at 13 seconds on the play clock. 12,
11, 10.
Yeah,
9.
Okay. I think I'm like a quarter of a second ahead of you. No. All right.
Mitchell's out there at left tackle.
So I thought Carter Warren had a relatively solid game at right tackle last week. Max Mitchell's a guy who I don't not that I don't remember watching him, but he didn't stand out, good or bad. Did you focus on Max Mitchell at all last game?
No, I kind of felt the same. Nothing particularly stood out. And if there was something bad, like it usually does, stand out. Mm-hmm. So I think it was a pretty standard.
Especially some of Max Mitchell's lows definitely stand out.
Shot.
I don't know. All right, another field goal coming here.
Had a good kick return though, and it was Codrington of all people who had it.
Mm-hmm. I want to see the route from Brownlee there. He was getting mugged, at least in the ball, when you can see him. Snoosh says get Purecast TV if you're out of state. Noted for the people who are out of state, get Purecast TV. I cannot personally endorse it, but if you're going to take Snoosh's word for it, take his word for it. Was that Zerline or was it the backup Cybert?
Cybert.
It was Cybert.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we got a lead. Take another look at this kick return. Too busy playing with the sounds. I didn't see the start of it.
I know. I that's the only downside to live streaming is you can't get some of the replays on Twitter that people are putting up.
Oh, it was a huge pile up in the middle. So a bunch of guys fell over each other. Who's that? 40. It looks like Ferkser had a good block on this.
Like Dom spin move, yeah.
Yeah, Ferkser blocked his guy into two other defenders and create a huge pileup. That's what the hole came from. So Ferkser, it's a key play.
Again, I just don't know. I'm really curious to see if he makes the roster. Just because I would bet he would, but then seeing Yeboah get fullback snaps last week threw me for a loop, and now he's not playing, and you have this 47 guy in there. So are they comfortable? Because I haven't really seen Ferkser out on the offense, right? I don't know if you have, but what's the role for him? Who was going to be their fullback? Because last year it was about 8 snaps per game, right? Unless I'm mistaken, that they used a fullback. You're running more power and counter this year. You had a fullback last year, and you're more zone heavy team, so you'd assume they use a fullback this year. But who the hell is it going to be?
Actually, it's not. It's 49, not 48. Jackson Sermon. That was key block. Not Ferkser.
Okay, 49. Yeah, but I don't know at fullback. I would assume it's him. You said if you had to guess, you'd put Ferkser on the roster before putting Brownlee on the roster.
Maybe I've changed my opinion now. I don't know. Just the lack of a fourth running back kind of makes me think it's a possibility, but we also just haven't seen enough of Ferkser or heard enough to be, have a lot of faith in that, especially with Yeboah being used the way he's been used. So maybe they go, 3 tight ends and 3 running backs. Is that too light? But they could do that.
Pretty light.
Another
7 receivers.
Line spot, another receiver. It's just so hard to project Ferkser in this picture without really seeing or hearing anything about him.
You think they carry 4 tight ends at that point? Because they're going to carry Yeboah. I think he definitely makes it. Unless you think 3 running backs, 3 tight ends. I don't know. All right, let's see who we got on defense. Who are we working with? Hector, Surratt, Smart. Who's at the end?
I can see right now. They're just showing the Panthers sideline. 97.
Yeah, so we got Tack. So we got Tack in at left end, and we got Taylor's in.
Missed tackle.
Taylor just got moved in the run game
by Surratt.
Yeah, Taylor moved in the running game a little bit there too. Snooch says, who do you guys have making the running back cut? I just have the 3. It's Brees, Hull, and Davis. I don't think anybody's gonna make it past that point, just because I don't think there's anybody worth keeping past that point. Too many stupid penalties. Are we getting a penalty on this play?
Doesn't look like it.
No? Okay. All right. Just a random comment, random thought, Grove Pete. Too many penalties? I agree, though. In general, the Jets have had too many penalties this preseason and too many penalties since Salah's taken over, really. So they need to hone down on that. Even a lot of them came, there was a decent amount from Becton too, right? Last year, you're hoping Becton versus Tyron Smith, he'll have a lot less penalties. JFM's gone, so you're not going to have a bunch of late hits in the quarterback. All right. Flag is down for the Panthers. Will McDonald has a Dwight Freeney spin move. Quite the praise, considering that is the best spin move of all time, the Goda. But yes, it's identical. Identical. He's in. Hey, Dwight Freeney only had one move he really went to. Can Will McDonald replicate that? All right, an eligible player downfield. Nice. Bring it back. Bring it back. Let's see. So we got Barnes, we have McKinley, we have Leonard Taylor we're watching. Stiggers has his helmet off on my broadcast, so.
There's Barnes.
Yeah. Looks like more of like a group effort there than it was just Barnes, but
yeah.
It's so hard to tell with like run plays and stuff and like fits and who is doing what.
From this angle, the run game is really difficult to watch.
It's a problem with my seats too. Like my seats are in the 200s, and I'm like somewhere in the corner end zone, and when they go to the other side of the field, you have no idea what's going on. Nice recovery. Yeah. Oh, flag though on what? Hold? Hopefully hold on the bottom there. Fundamental tackle. I don't know if that was a fundamental. I was gonna say he recovered from a bad spot there. Snoosh is sick of penalties. Holding on the offense, nice. Meatball Parm says, "How is Chuck Clark looking camp?" I haven't heard anything from Chuck Clark. I did see that play of him absolutely destroying a Panthers player the other day, though. I don't know if you saw that video, Nadia.
I did, yeah.
Holy shit, he hit that guy. So based on the one video that I've seen of Chuck Clark, he looked great. That's he looks excellent. But I really haven't heard much from him, or about him. All right, let's see. 31. Okay, so we're mostly looking at front seven here. There's really nobody else past the front seven. Nice play by 40. Yeah, 40 fighting through that block. Might have been even held a little bit there. No idea who that is.
Shamar Bartholomew.
Yeah, no. I don't think they'll hold there. Oh, fundamentally talking looks good. I think you're talking about tackling. Snoosh, I don't know. 3rd and 28. Let's get off the field here. Barnes Surratt. Oh, there you go. McGregor with a win, but he couldn't finish it. I'll take it. Yeah, Bruce Hector's a guy who played. He played late last year, right? And he was relatively impressive in his game. I don't know if he played a lot. It was only like 3 or 4 games, maybe.
Yeah, he played 2 games. The last 2 games.
2 games. Okay, yeah. Who is this? 43? A same guy?
Again? Yeah.
Oh, dude, he's got some wiggle.
Ooh.
He's shifty.
He had that one fumble last week, I think, on the kick return. Or he muffed it, I think. 2 good plays here, though.
All right, Savior's back in. Don't worry.
Yes. Martinez some juice to this game.
Steve Smith is an annoying homer. Yeah, I can't say I'm listening to it. I don't know. Nania has their broadcast. I don't know if he's listening to it or not.
I don't have the audio on.
It's a thing where, like, I'm sure. Is he employed by CBS to cover? Yeah, I think right. He's a CBS announcer, but he has some homerism towards the team he played for however long. It's understandable. Glenn says that it is nice to see that they can still not score points minus field goals. It is very reassuring. I had a coaching perspective. I understand it is preseason, but come on, man, get touchdowns. Glenn, let's not overreact to our 4th and 5th string quarterbacks, behind our 2nd and 3rd string offensive linemen. With this, it's very vanilla play calls. It's not. We can't be concerned about preseason.
I think Martinez throwing to Lincoln Sepsic.
You've had years where the Patriots were 0-4 in preseason and won the Super Bowl. That's all you need to say. So, mute button. The only problem with it is, Eagle, we're not really calling the play-by-play. We're kind of just watching it and reacting to it. So,
which we're increasingly doing less of because there's less and less to react to.
Yeah. GVH says, last year I heard the audio versus the Jets. Steve Smith is a big-time homer and visiting team hater. Snoosh says, are we at all worried about the middle of the field with our defense? Easy drop-offs for first downs. Sick of it. Third down and long, but give up big plays. Frustrating. Again, it is preseason. I'm not going to overreact to anything in preseason. I could show you years where teams are going 13-3 and 13-4 and winning Super Bowls, and they're 0-4 or 1-3. It really does not matter from a game planning perspective. It's more about watching individual players and their matchups. So I'm not, when they're running a base cover 3 and they're not like matching their guy down the field and stuff, and it's spot dropping, like who cares? It's not. At this point, all right. I don't know. No, you back? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm back.
I don't know what's going on. I was just going to say the negativity is pouring out now. Johnny P is saying he just can't see us winning 7 or 8 games. It's Johnny, we won 7 games with Zach Wilson and the worst quarterback situation in the entire NFL last year, with an offensive line that had 14 different combinations. This year, only add Aaron Rodgers to the team last year. You're winning 10, 11 games. Now add Tyron Smith. Now add Mike Williams. Like they should win 11, 12 games considering they're somewhat healthy, in my opinion. 7, 8 games. They did that last year with a worse team and a much worse quarterback situation. You have Tyrod as a backup. Now if Tyrod was playing with the Jets last year, you're talking about 10 games considering health from him as well. I don't know. There you go, Eagle. Lions were 4-0 and finished 0-16. It's do not overreact to the preseason. RJ says, you guys think Reddick will report before week 1? Nanya seems to think so. I am really borderline with that. I don't know. Like, what's going to change? The Jets are saying they're not going to negotiate until he's there, and he's saying he's not going to be there until they negotiate. So, who blinks first? And Reddick has the most to lose here.
I don't feel 100% about it. It's definitely on the fence. But if it were even odds and I had to pick one, I'm going to say yes, just because I feel like it's going to get to the point where his side realizes that they're not really going to gain anything by sitting games out. But as you said, at the same time, it's like they've taken it this far. So I could easily see him sitting games out, but I do think that he will be there week 1 if I had to pick.
So Snoosh was talking about the during the regular season, our defense was what, top three last year. I'm not worried about the defense. Easy drops for first downs. The problem was you're throwing to Allen Lazard and Jason Brown at the end of the year. Now you have Mike Williams. You added Corley.
Oh my goodness,
that was a bad pick behind him. Damn, that was way behind him. All right, so Martinez and Peasley have cooled off a little bit.
Yes,
a little bit. That was a bad one. Yeah, but if I had to bet, I would say yes. It's probably after like week 3 to preseason.
You got to give Brandon Smith credit for that win there. Did he get a chance to see his initial route?
I didn't see. So they're just showing me the DB celebrating on the.
He definitely won and beat his guy, but
yeah,
he just totally airmailed it into the safety.
That bubble or whatever that was to Lance McCutcheon before that was ridiculously unimpressive too. He just does not impress me in any way. 85. All right, come on. Nope. Snuck through for a good, decent game. Crispy says, how is it not talked about more that we have 2 all-pro brothers playing on the same defense? I feel like this is a different team. We would see posts about them everywhere league-wide. There's a point I was going to bring up before, actually, when we're talking about Quincy Williams. It would hurt a little bit to see brothers broken up at this point. Like, they're both just such like good locker room guys and just good dudes in general. It would hurt to see them separated from each other. So hopefully we could retain Quincy after this next year.
Agreed.
McKinley blew up that initially, but wasn't able to bring him down. We got like 3rd and 2 here. We got a Rodgers interview on the sideline for me with a massive bronze chain. I don't know if you've seen the.
Really? No, I haven't. Not.
Here we go. Quite the bronze chain there. It's a little bit blurry, I know, but 3rd and 1. Make that tackle. Nope. Didn't get there. Nope, Barnes, don't throw up your fist. You did not stop him. Snoosh, he lost $3 million already. Yeah, I don't know if it's already up to $3 million. It might be after this game. I know the game checks are quite large for him. He's still going to be a Jet next year if he doesn't play, and he will lose so much money. That's the thing. But like, again, is he doubling down on being stupid? Because sitting out of training camp in the first place and losing $50,000 a day is not smart. So why didn't he just do a hold in? Everybody does hold ins now. All right. I got a delayed broadcast. Oh, there you go. Eagle, another good poll. 2017 Browns were 4-0 in preseason, also finished 0-16. I love it. He will be here. He's not giving up regular season money. I think if it is into the regular season, it's like one game, maybe like a Chris Jones situation last year, even though obviously Chris Jones is a different situation because he's been on the Chiefs for so long. So it's, pretty different in terms of the actual situation, but I could see it maybe being week 1 that he misses. All right. Big 3rd and 9 coming up. He said Javon Kinlaw gave him that chain. Okay. Not his. A little bit disappointing. Johnny P says, I realize we won 7 with the worst starting quarterback in the NFL, but I think this O-line will stay healthy is very wishful. I just think that, okay, so if you're worried about the offensive staying healthy, you're worried about AVT, which, okay, I understand that. Tyron Smith, if you're worried about him, you have a 1st-round pick behind him. John Simpson's been healthy. Morgan Moses, minus last year, has been relatively healthy throughout his career, and he's healthy now, so it's not like the entire offensive line is like so banged up. I'm worried about AVT. I think that's my biggest concern on the offensive line in terms of injury. That's one spot. You're going to have some injuries.
Oh, off the hands.
He might have swatted his hands there. I'm not sure if he got his hand in there, but yeah, I'm worried about right guard. But last year you had 13 different offensive line combinations, and you brought in better depth this year. So I'm slightly concerned, but I'm not so concerned. And expecting Rodgers to be Rodgers is iffy. Rodgers doesn't have to be Rodgers. Rodgers has to be a decent quarterback, and the Jets are a 10-11 win team. But in terms of Rodgers in general, he's never been an elite athlete, like moved on the move. He's never been like Lamar Jackson, or anything like that. He's been a guy who wins with his brain. He wins with his arm. He still has his brain. He still has his arm by all reports. So yeah, he lost some mobility outside of the pocket, but to me, Rodgers healthy is no less than at least a top 10 quarterback. I'm more of the mold. I think he's at probably 5, 6, or 7 this year in terms of however you can rate the quarterbacks. But how is he going to be less than top 10, top 11, top 12? I just don't see a world where that exists. So, you're not expecting Rodgers to be MVP Rodgers, right?
Yeah, I mean, I understand as Jets fans we're trained to be skeptical, but I think of all years, this is the one where you should keep the bar held high because it just makes sense. Like, you don't have to do mental gymnastics to find reasons for them to be good. Like, they're just that good. It doesn't guarantee anything, but that's what the expectation is.
He had 26 touchdowns and 12 picks his last full year starting, and he had 2 rookie receivers. He had and Alan Lazard as his 3 guys. Romeo Doubs in his rookie year. You had Christian Watson in his rookie year, and Alan Lazard with a broken thumb on his throwing hand.
Yeah, and
he threw for 26 touchdowns and 12 picks. 26 touchdowns and 12 picks on this Jets team would get the Jets to 10-11 wins easily, in my opinion. And I expect them to be better than that. So I'm not expecting MVP Rodgers, but I'm expecting, low 30s touchdowns, 7-8 picks, high 3,000 yards ish, type area. And that's plenty enough with his running game. Like look at the situation he's in versus him on the 2022 Packers. You're taking our running backs, you're taking our receivers easily, you're taking our defense, you're taking everything on the Jets, you're taking our tight ends. This team is light years ahead of what the 2022 Packers were. Right? Like, do they have us anywhere on that team? Not corner, not maybe. Who are their safeties? Maybe at safety. We have a Pro Bowl and an All Pro linebacker. We have the best starting trio of corners in the NFL. We have a top 3 at minimum defensive tackle in Quinn and Williams. You have a stud number 1 receiver in Garrett Wilson, a top 10 guy. You have Breece Hall, who's a top 3 running back by all accord at this point in the NFL. You have Tyron Smith, who played 13 games at an all-pro level last year. And even if he's not healthy, you have Fashanu. You have Morgan Moses, who's a solid right tackle and who's been relatively healthy throughout his career. You have a stud rookie center who won, who's the rookie or the number 1 center last year out of rookies. Like why are we being negative? If Tyler Conklin was a solid receiving tight end, if Rodgers gets injured, then yeah, every team is fucked. If Mahomes gets injured, they're fucked. If Lamar Jackson gets injured, they're fucked. Like let's be positive. 7-8 games with this team. How? In what world? I would bet the house that they win more than 8 games with if he's a starting quarterback all year with this team.
Also, even safety.
Flag there.
Their safety that year, or one of them, was Adrian Amos, who got cut by the Jets last year.
He's terrible. I'm thinking Adams and Clark over him. What was it? Darnell Savage was the other guy?
Rudy Ford.
Oh, Rudy. Wow. Where did Darnell Savage wasn't starting, or did he go elsewhere?
I'm pretty sure he. Okay, no, yeah, it was him. I was looking at their December 1st depth chart. So maybe he missed a game. Yeah, he was hurt. Yeah. Okay. So Savage and Amos.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm taking our safeties over them too. So they lose that safety, lose that corner, lose that linebacker, lose that D line, lose that offensive line, lose that receiver, and lose that tight end and running back. So that's a team who
won 8 games.
8 games? 8 games? Yeah. So, and Rodgers gonna be better than that. Like that's not easy to break your thumb and then continue playing at a high level in the NFL.
Ooh,
Berkshire. 48.
Berkshire.
I thought you said Berkshire was 49.
No, he's 48. 49 is that other guy who had that block before.
Oh, okay, yeah. I said because I said 48 before. And then I thought you said no, he's 49. And I was like, okay, I trust it, but there we go.
No, I was saying 49 had a block on that kick return.
Oh, okay.
Okay, he tried the squid move and he kicked it short.
Is that why it's a penalty? I'm not familiar like super with the okay.
Yeah. It has to land.
We're already on the 39.
Yeah, because that put the Jets at the 40 because he didn't kick it inside the 20-yard line.
All right.
Inside toss. Izzy? Oh.
Izzy's been running a little bit better. He's running a little bit harder.
Yeah, I was gonna say a little harder, a little harder. Pump to
it. Jets have an extra 14.5 in cap until Reddick shows up. Yeah, they have I think like 18 million-ish right now or something like that. Question for both of you. Let's say you're the play caller for week 1. What's your opening play? I'm hitting them with a crease concept. Post over the middle that's like an alert if there's like a no safety high and it's in middle of the field open. And then if it is middle of the field closed, that to get carries and you hit a dig right behind it.
Easy. Some more power.
I'm going crease concept opening play. Give me a 20-25 yard dig to start the game off. And if not, if they fuck up, you're talking about a post down the middle for a tutty. Give me a nice deep shot. That's what I want. That's my opening
aggressive.
Play call.
On that point, would you take the opening kickoff if they win the coin toss? Because I in the middle of the dead time, I was talking about this topic a couple months ago, and I was like, I would do it. Send a message. Take the ball
on offense.
to start the game. If you win the
my God, I'd be so nervous. Yeah,
put Rodgers out there.
I like it. Right? Get the
yeah,
exactly. Statement, shut up the home crowd right off the jump. Holding Jets. Number
Max
who?
Mitchell's over there.
So I want to go 64. Who's your random number guess? I'm going 64 with the
61.
Holding. Okay.
Oh, you were right.
Who's 64 now? Willie Tyler, son of a bitch. I'm usually super optimistic too. Maybe the 1 year I'm pessimistic. Oh, well, Johnny, that's great. If you're usually optimistic, the Jets always suck. So you're pessimistic. We're gonna be great. That's perfect, Johnny. Don't change. Oh, the 20. Is he running hard because he sees practice squad in the future? No, you see, he's fighting for a job right now. Obviously. Oh! Did Brownlee drop that, or did he tip it? Yeah, that was a good throw across his body. Rolling out the wrong way. That was a good throw, Yoshi. Oh, he just got a finger on it, so it changed the trajectory of it, but you still probably want to see him catch that. Harder said than done when it changes trajectory like that at the last second, but good throw, though. Nani's cat makes an appearance for the first time. Maybe the second time. I think that might have happened last week.
Probably.
Let's see. Is he? They're just trying to get back into field goal range, I guess. See a touchdown here. Give me at least one touchdown this game. I know we were spoiled last week with 2.
Yeah.
But
how do these other teams have these high-scoring preseason games? It never feels like that's possible for the Jets.
I feel like we're not other teams are like you have Mahomes playing today, and we don't even have Tyrod playing. Like Jets are going super conservative.
All right, what do you got, Martinez? Not a good throw.
It was behind him, but Brownlee still wants to see him catch
that. He just doesn't get many of those tough catches.
I'm
what has he done at this point? Why should he be on the roster?
He had the good toe tap fade last week. It's not so easy. Right? He got his hands in there, bang behind him. I'm not gonna say it's an easy catch. It's definitely not. But Brownlee hasn't done much to impress in general. Again, one play last week, but that's the only play I've actually seen on tape that was good from him. Because the play in practice last year I couldn't see, but when he's on the field, I don't always see it. Nice kick, Cybert. All right. Ness asked Brownlee or Charles. Brownlee or Charles for that last spot. I'm giving it to Charles. If it's only 6, yeah, give it to Charles. Because Brownlee, again, last preseason, he didn't do anything, like at all last preseason. This year he has 1 catch for 12 yards. That's impressive, but that's it. Game is an embarrassment. Good job, Cybert. Hopefully we can recoup a late round pick. That's not going to happen either, though. I'll take it, though. Hey, 7th round pick for Cybert. Because you have a team by the balls? I don't know. Tua played at least the first quarter tonight, too. That's wild.
Did you hear the Aaron Rodgers interview? He said he was talking up the new O-line, especially John Simpson, who Rodgers says has been phenomenal in practice.
Wow. And Simpson is a Nania guy. Nania has been big on the Simpson train. I would say, like, he's probably like your guy, right? Like if you had the guys you're the stand for?
Probably number one in terms of how much I root for that. Or not root, because I root for everyone, but how high I am on that guy compared to everyone else. He's probably number one. I mean, maybe.
Do you have a 2 and a 3?
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of Nania. Not Nania Stan.
Chuck Clark.
Guy you stand for? Yeah. Okay.
Maybe Will McDonald. On top of that, I mean, I would say those are a few.
I'm definitely in there for Conklin. I know that's for sure. I was
I would add myself to Conklin. Yeah, I'd say Conklin as well.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Conklin, Clark prior to injury, but still, I still think he was way underrated when he came here. I love Clark. Now the only thing with Clark is I do think he's a little bit miscast in this Jets defense, because of how much he'll be asked to play high, which I don't love, but still, yeah, I would say Clark, Conklin. I don't know who else I stand for. Clark, Conklin. That's the only people I can really think of who I'm probably higher on than the average Jets fan. Right? Yeah. Reed, I guess no. At first Reed, but not anymore. Yeah, Tua play. And we can't even see any Tyrod, you know? All right. It's okay. We're still going to take away the dub here. Cyber kicking off too. Is there any chance? Do you think we can really get a 7th round pick for him? Like, has that ever happened? When's the
conditional 7th? I mean,
when's the last kicker trade?
Corey Vedvik, right? The Jets trade for him.
Did we? Okay. Ferks over the tackle.
Ferks is everywhere.
Kicker traded. NFL. I'll see when the last time that's happened. Nick Folk got traded in 2023. The Titans? Oh shit. Yeah, I don't know what we traded for. I guess it can happen. Yeah, hey, screw it. Let's get a 7th round pick for Cybert. That was a nice kick down the middle. As the Eagle says, what a kick. 7th.
The Vikings traded a 5th round pick for Vedvik in 2019 before they cut him, and then the Jets got him.
Yeah, they cut him like a week or two later, and that's when I was like, they just traded a pretty high pick from. Like, this has to be bad.
Ooh,
nice Hector. Yeah, Hector. Whoever filled there and made him cut back though. Yeah, that was nice. I don't know who that was. Looks like was it a DB who filled there, or was it a linebacker? Who's going to stand Lazard? His mom, his grandma, his dad, his uncle, his cousin. That's about all you got. There are a few people on Twitter who are like, yeah, like, you know, I don't think anybody's necessarily standing for him, but there are people out there who are making excuses for him last year. Like, oh, his best friend went down. I don't give a paying you $11 million. Like, don't give up and be a healthy scratch. It's embarrassing. Ooh, shot. All right. Good coverage there from 40. What did the Jets get for Chris Herndon back in the day? A 4th? Was it a 4th?
I don't think it was that high.
I think it was a 4th, and we gave up a 6th. See if my memory serves me correctly.
Let's pull it up.
4th, and we gave up Chris Herndon a 6th. That is my vote.
Yep, that's what it was. 4th and 6th swap.
There we go.
Good memory.
But I couldn't remember Mike White was number 5, so don't give me too much credit. Yeah. Darnold was a 2nd, a 4th, and a 6th, right? Who was like the backup defensive lineman? We traded him in a 7th for a 6th.
Jordan Willis.
Jordan Willis. Good pull right there. All right. We got Cashman for a 5th, 6th.
Cashman's kind of good now.
Yeah, he is. But the question wasn't talent. Like, he had talent, but he was never healthy with the Jets. He would sneeze and tear his groin. You know, so like,
wow,
what choice do we have?
He played 14 games in 3 years.
And 14 games. Jets. How many of those games did he play like 5 snaps?
Yeah.
Yoshi, you were early, my friend. Do not look. Nania.
Oh, okay. Codrington. Ooh. Oh. 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 Just
couldn't stay. Okay, hold on. Nania, I am sorry, but I think I have to clip that 5 seconds or that 10 seconds of just yeah. I gotta clip that. I think that's gonna be a drop. It's gotta be a drop.
Yeah, do it.
I was
now that you know how to do it.
Yeah, I gotta
go ahead and upload that in here.
That's gonna. Well, no, I have a little soundboard too. Like I don't know if you could. Little soundboard right here to my left that has the buttons for the
but
the drops.
If you get it in here, it'll be clear.
Yeah, no, I'll get it. So, ooh,
feed the ducks for that punt return.
There we go. Oh shit, there we go. Feed the ducks again. Go ahead, Nani. Can you freestyle for feed the ducks? Don't do
Brandon Codrington freestyle.
Yeah, Surratt's gonna end up the same way. He's had some injuries, right? We're low key LBU Davis Luvu Cat. Yeah, dude, Luvu became a good player too. He's with the Commanders now, right?
Yeah,
he's pretty good with the Panthers for a couple of years. It's great. Yeah, I'm gonna get that that has to be a new drop. I gotta figure that out though. The whole brand thing. So I can just add drops to here. Loop.
Probably just background. Just add music. You could upload anything in here.
Fade track in and out. Yeah. Oh yeah, add music. Okay, shit. I'll have to do some of this when I have some time. Add some drops. Can you play? My question is because I know people play videos during there. Can we figure out how to play videos in this? Like add a drop because something that's a good idea. Is like, hey, Robert Saleh has an interview and we want to put 5 seconds of the interview in here. Boom, put it in there. So
there's a video clip section here too.
Okay, yeah, look at that. Why is this the first time we've explored StreamYard?
I know, years into this, like, oh wow, look at these basic.
Oh yeah, Demario Davis bounced us twice. I'll always hate that guy. But the thing is, did we offer him a contract? Like that's the problem. And he signed. He went to the Browns,
traded him
right?
to Cleveland,
and then we traded back for him, and we got for Calvin Pryor. But I don't remember what the situation was. Because he wasn't great when he returned back to the Jets that year. And they let him go, and then he was good. He was okay with us that last year. They lowballed him in free agency. They traded him, and then he walked into free agency.
No, he signed with Cleveland. They did not trade him there. They traded for him from Cleveland,
and then he came back, and that ran out his rookie deal.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Deflected at the line. He dropped back and was going to throw it over the middle to. Was it 84? Jets was a mess when he came back. I remember being really pissed off at Demario Davis because I think his last game as a Jet was the Buffalo Bills game, and he made a play once we knew the Bills were going to win, and he was doing his whole stand with the prayers.
Yeah,
because he made a tackle. I'm like, dude, we just missed the playoffs, and you're celebrating after a tackle. Like I was so pissed. So. Second 10, play action. Kuntz is open over the middle. No, didn't take him. Valade for 4 yards. Balling. Yeah, no, he's been good. Yeah, Demario, Luvu, Cashman, Quincy, even Sherwood at this point's a hit. Like based on 5th, 6th round pick, he's been good as a backup. They've been linebacker U. And even D-line U at this point. Corner U. They are DU.
They used to be nose tackle U.
Yeah.
McClendon, Fadakasi.
Yeah.
Snacks.
Mike Pennell.
Yeah.
Super Mike Bowl
champion, right?
Yeah, the Chiefs.
Oh, get out of there, Martinez.
Hands to the face. Yeah, it was hands to the face anyway.
Free play.
Face mask.
Oh!
Let's go, Martinez. All right, bounce back. 15 yards at the end of it, too. Let's go. We're getting to 17? 17, all right. Nice. It might be hands to the hands to the face is still 15, right? Oh, don't be offsetting. It's watching me offsetting bullshit, reset, replay second down or third down, whatever it is, second down. Oh, nice. 2 on the defense. Here we go.
What was that? I can't hear. Oh, both on defense?
Holding and face mask. So we got to the 17-yard line, right?
That's a nice play. Obviously free play, but still.
Let's go, Martinez. I didn't think it was that bad. I thought he tapped his face. I didn't see the helmet ripping back. I saw the hand, but is that your boy Declan? Yeah, there's your boy.
Declan.
Nania Stan, Declan.
Yes.
Or sorry, Nania stands him. I don't think Declan stands Nania. I said that backwards.
I mean, Tack McKinley does. Do you see he put a snippet of my article on his Instagram?
Yeah, I did. Instagram story for sure.
I don't think Michael Clemens stands for me though.
I would say watch yourself at practice unless you want that lawsuit. You know,
him and Dalvin Cook are gonna file a joint lawsuit.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook. I know he's been balling out with that team he signed for, right? You know, Pro Bowl running back. I know he's dominating with that team in camp, right?
The Calgary Stampeders.
He's probably just sitting out there waiting for more money. He's got to get another at least $8 million after what he did last year for the Jets. Second and goal. All right. Nice little touchdown here. Close it out for the most part. 2-score lead. Who do you want to see? Who do you want to see?
Draw.
Touchdown right
draw. Here he goes. Oh,
hands to the face again.
Oh,
come on. That was hands to the face again, though.
Yeah,
it's a face mask.
So.
It was another face mask. Dude. Can't drop that. Can't not call that.
I couldn't predict what the play would be because I don't know who's on the field. Oh, Brandon Smith is. Gotta go with Brandon Smith here. Back pylon.
Zach Kuntz. He's tall. It means he can catch in the red zone.
Got a good vertical.
Is he in? No, not in. 31. Is Smith to the top, I guess, right?
Smith, yeah, he's up top. Going to his boy. Oh!
Come on. I think Smith's 87, though. Yeah, it's Harold.
Oh, yeah, Harold's 84. Yeah.
Damn, man. Gotta catch that after. Tall, but he is a stiff. He's the most unathletic 999 guy I've seen. Go for it. No, they're going to kick field goal. Robert Saleh was just talking shit on the sideline about missing the face mask call if you read his lips. Seibert, all right. Here we go. 12-6. Touchdown lead. Can they score a touchdown?
Could get a defensive touchdown at the end when the Panthers
I'm
get
mad.
desperate.
I'm mad they missed that face mask. You're talking about first and goal from the 3.
Seemed obvious.
Yeah, it was. Everybody, we both said it watching live. It could have been picked. All right. We got what, Giants next week. What is that on Saturday too? Next week's game?
Yep.
I think so. Did you notice that my light was off and now it came back on, by the way? Behind me, by any chance? Probably not.
No, I didn't.
It's a bunch of bullshit. It just turns off and on when it wants to. Refs already in mid. Yeah, I guess the refs think we're playing against the Chiefs. They're mistaken, though. Panthers should not be getting calls on the Jets this year. Yeah, that was a tough miss by the refs. Now we get to watch some linebackers and defensive linemen who are actually interesting. Let's see. Irv Charles got injured in this game too. Hip.
Solutions that put people first. Because TD sees millions of transactions but we know it's the people behind them that matter most.
MVPs of the night. Who's your if you had to do studs this early into it? Not this early into it, in the fourth quarter.
Definitely Codrington at this point. Isaiah Davis. Man. Not a lot of like big time standouts in this game compared to last week.
Stickers.
Yeah, he had a couple good plays. Seibert.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Seibert. Maybe Newman. We'll since we have to go back
hard
and
to
watch
say
that.
O lineman yet.
Yeah. You had a Tack McKinley. He had a blow up run. Yeah, there really hasn't been a lot to note down this game. This has been very preseason-y. Last week was exciting. Nani just walked right through Rodgers. How dare us? And Nani didn't change the background. Studs. Yeah, Will McDonald, my sack too.
Jets in midseason form. Here are their passing stats right now. 11 for 23, 68 yards, 3.6 yards per pass, 38.9 passer rating.
Midseason form of the past Jets, not of the present Jets.
Yes.
I want to clarify. I do want to clarify that. Duds, Nania. Duds so far. Anybody stand out?
Both quarterbacks.
Quarterbacks.
Among guys that matter?
I would say, and not because of the entire game, but JBC getting beat a time or two and then getting injured is a stock down since last game. Because now he doesn't even get a chance to prove anything the next game. He's going to be injured. So that's a little bit of a dud from this game is the JBC follow up. I would say Brownlee too.
Yeah,
he's had a player or two we wanted to see him make.
He's got five targets, only caught one of them.
Exactly.
Obviously, not every single target can or should be caught, but those add up. That he's just not making those tough catches.
He's just not making plays.
He's
been in there for a while, and again, I know he had one play last week, but it was still one play, one catch, 12 yards. Like good, but I'm just not there on Brownlee like some other people are. Maybe he makes a team.
Yeah, just not a lot that stands out. They've one sack, which is the McDonald sack.
Yep.
Even only 3 hits on the quarterback.
Yeah. I'm trying to think safeties, linebackers. No. I haven't seen Jalen Key at all this game. Like not once. How much did he play? He's on it now. I didn't see. Oh, he actually is in now.
He's been in there. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay, so we got key linebackers to watch. Even though 49, so Surratt came out first. So is Surratt more safe than Barnes? Because Barnes is in, right? 53?
Yeah.
There's his stuff.
Yeah, 97.
Holmes again. Yep, Holmes again. Mm-hmm. Greg Rollo. Stud special teams. Yeah, for sure. Watson and McGregor haven't made any plays.
Yeah.
McGregor had one pressure,
point that out. Like, for all of our Clemens criticism, no one's really proving to take his spot.
Ooh,
McKinley.
Tack had some. That's a penalty. Okay.
Yeah,
sorry. Jeez. There we go.
Right? Was it McKinley again there?
Yeah, no, good burst. He got a hit at least, right? You got a hit?
Yeah, it looked like it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been pretty consistent with that. He's timing the snap well. He's been explosive out of his stance. Just those are things that'll translate. And that fits their scheme, and that's what they want from their edge rushers. I think he's getting close. Even though he's playing deep into these games, that's the only thing that concerns me. But it's just hard.
And it's a thing too. Like, hey, he's 27. McGregor's 22. Like that's the thing you're considering too is the age. And we can never guess. We can never get into their heads in terms of knowing where they're leaning with that.
But just in terms of like who can help us now, like I take him over the bubble guys at any of these positions, like Brownlee or Ferkser. Like I trust McKinley more to help make an impact. this year than any of those players. So
yeah, well, considering he's going to be our third best edge rusher this year potentially.
Yeah,
Reddick isn't here. He needs to make an impact at this point. Third and 15. The Rex Ryan Classic. Great defense, but always give up third and longs.
McGregor, nice thread.
There you go. Nice little smack there from Key after throwing his helmet in there. Clowney picked Panthers over the Jets. That's the thing, too. Talk about Reddick's situation. Why'd you get outbid by the Panthers for Clowney? How'd that happen? Were they offering more? The Jets not? I don't know. It's Clowney's fault. We're in this mess. Would you rather have Clowney and JFM or Reddick?
I would just in a vacuum, not considering
vacuum.
That's tough. I think JFM and Clowney both lean towards run stopping more, and then with Reddick you get like a top 5 sack artist. So I would probably say Reddick.
Yeah,
I think I'd say
Reddick too. Yeah, Reddick too. Just for the ceiling on this defense with Quinnen Williams, with the leads we'll hopefully have with the corners he has. Who's to say Reddick can't get 15, 16 sacks this year? Like it's possible. Now, I'm just concerned. My biggest concern is I do think he'll show up, and again, whether it be week 1, week 2, couple of weeks before the season, I'm concerned about the soft tissue stuff. I don't want him ramping up too quickly and then tearing his ACL. That's my biggest concern right now. So I like to see him in honestly ASAP. Obviously we all do, right? That goes without saying. But Reddick easy, says Eagle. Yeah.
Tack McKinley looks like he got banged up, just came off the field slowly and is talking to trainers.
Oh, you're getting that? That's a beat reporter type of tweet right there. You're reading. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see.
Well, we've had some key bubble guys get banged up tonight. JBC, Charles, McKinley. Not ideal.
Who is it? We got McKinley, JBC, and who else did you say?
Charles, right?
Oh yeah. Charles with a hip. Questionable though, so I don't know. Probably not so bad. McKinley's he's 27, right? 28?
28,
like that, right?
He'll be 29 in November.
And then Watts and McGregor are both like 22, 23. So that's definitely to be considered because they're good at developing guys. How much are you going to develop McKinley, who's been in the league for, however many years? I know he's out of the league last year, but also another thing to consider, development upside. Let's see. This seems to be the thing that happens just right now. The Reddick stuff just ends. We could be happy, not have to worry about it. It's just crazy that you're losing out on $3 million for something you could be here for. Just be here and hey, I have a headache today, can't practice. Oh, headache today, can't practice. Headache today, can't practice. Just something you don't have to prove. Set out if you want, but you're not losing millions of dollars because, again, even if he does get the contract he wants, or they meet in the middle, how much extra money is he really getting at this point? $2 million, $3 million you're fighting for at this point?
All right, gotta ice this lead.
Who do we have? Anybody worth watching? Kuntz? All right, Kuntz on a sift. Nice little cut block.
Who's Jackson? Deion Jackson.
Receiver?
Running back who just carried that.
Oh, that's the Colts guy. He was on the Colts for a year or two, right?
Yeah,
Deion Jackson. He's on the Colts and he went to 3 teams last year or something like that. Now he's on the Jets. All right, 2nd and 2. Who's in a fullback? Yeah, see, it's not Ferkser again. So
nice.
If Ferkshire's supposed to be the fullback, you'd assume he's been getting some fullback type reps, and it's been Yeboah and 47 over him at this point. So that's a weird kind of storyline. I don't think Ferkshire makes it at this point. They're not going to play my tight end, or if he's not going to play my fullback, he's not going to be the fourth tight end, dude. I don't think.
Yeah.
Right?
So do you keep a fourth running back then if you're only going to go 3 tight ends?
I don't know. Based on his usage, I'm not saying Ferkshire's making it. I would say 7 receivers now. No, I think it's still 3 and 3. Yeah, I would say 3 and 3. Is that? Oh, you're not seeing the same broadcast as I am. Never mind.
No, what was it?
It was just nothing I can explain. It was in the crowd. It was something in the crowd. People wearing stupid shirts. Oh, you want to know another update, Nania? That truck. I don't know if I told you how much I spent in that truck. Broke down again 3 times in 1,500 miles. Bought it brand new.
Wow.
Yep. I was driving and it happened again. So I am going to Lemon Law it. And now I have to get a new custom truck ordered again. And I'm probably going to be waiting 4 to 6 months for it. So awesome. I got a loaner car for 6 months. But yeah, quite a bit of money on that. And 3 mechanic trips for the transmission in 1,500 miles. So goodbye truck.
Well, at least you're on track to get a new truck and a Super Bowl ring around the same time.
That is true. Yeah, it's not ideal. 3rd and 6. All right, convert.
Brandon Smith connection. There it is. Yes.
There it is, man.
Called it.
Yeah, Brandon Smith contested.
I mean, he's easily been the best wide receiver preseason.
So tell me exactly why Brown is going to be kept over Smith.
Truly nothing.
Yeah. He made 2 plays last week and a play this week. Brownlee, I've seen him make 1 play in preseason, and that was really it. I know he got a touchdown last year, but it was like on a slant versus zone coverage or whatever it was. It was a wide open touchdown.
Oh my God.
Hey man, Zach Kuntz, this guy. People making videos last year on YouTube of him, how he's going to be a standout player this year. He's an all-star. All right. Well, there you go. That 999 RAS.
Yeah, don't disrespect him. It was 10.00.
Was it?
It was.
Number 1? He was number 1 then. Okay. He wasn't number 2.
Number 1 all time.
Number 1 all-time tight end in terms of athleticism. That's all you need. That's the only proof you need to say, hey, this game is about technique and mental.
Brandon Smith, another tough catch.
Is he limping? Looks like he's limping a little bit. Is it the only thing that bothers me, at least on the TV, I don't love that the green helmets are a little bit of a different color than the green on the jerseys. Something I just noticed.
I did notice that. I think it stands out more at night because there's like a lot of shine off the helmet.
Oh. 85. Oh, penalty. Somebody threw a flag. We'll take the game.
On defense.
Hey, they always won for that Martinez face mask.
Yeah.
Because it was raining? Because it was... Oh, yeah, that's pass interference. For sure. Florida State? Yes. Look at that.
Yep. Zach Kuntz has the highest RAS all time among tight ends.
Again,
Third place, technique. Anthony Becht, 9.98.
Really? Was he really that athletic?
Yeah, he's got a 9.98. Wow.
Do we have any 68 lease Tyler?
Cole Laval's still out there.
Yeah, 60 Cole Laval. Yeah, I think almost, right? He played some right guard at first.
The top RAS tight ends all time: Zach Kuntz, Jelani Woods, Anthony Becht, Mike Gesicki, Jordan Cameron, Vernon Davis. That's the top 996 and up.
I didn't know Anthony Becht was that athletic. Second and 7. Nice pass. Good timing on that.
He's clearly better than Peasley, I think.
Yeah. I'm definitely taking him over Peasley. He's a little bit more of like a gamer to me. Peasley just does not have that. Like he's much more on the Tim Boyle type of timeline to me.
But even the easy throws, he missed some easy ones.
Yeah, no, he had Brandon Allen wide open in the flat. Convert. I'm gonna ice this one. Is Brownlee still in the? Brownlee's been in for a while. I don't know if Brownlee makes it.
Pick that up.
Yeah, I don't know if Brownlee makes it. Like he's playing late in the game. He hasn't really made many plays, minus again one play last week. I don't know how safe he is. Maybe they do keep Izzy. Maybe there's a world where they keep Izzy at 4th running back, and they only have 6 receivers, and the 6 receivers are Irvin Charles. Or maybe it is 7. You don't carry Izzy, and it's freaking Smith. All right, now I need to ice it. To ice the game.
All right, here we go.
Big play.
We're 2-0.
Nice.
Got it.
To it.
7th round pick incoming.
All right. We're sitting out the last 3 minutes. We are doing it. I'm staying for the last 3, even though we iced it. Got to say it to the bitter end, Nanya.
Yeah.
What else is there to talk about? Nobody. I don't know if anybody's in here at this point. We got a comment every like 5 or 6 minutes or so. What are we? I can't even think about anything to mention at this point. Right? There's really not many Jet topics.
Wow.
We talk about quarterback, running back, tight end, receiver. I don't know who's going to be fullback. That's still the question. I guess
hop off here. Some obvious passing plays.
Okay, we got McKinley we're watching for this drive. We're watching for Watts. We are watching Zaire Barnes is still out there. Jalen Key is still out there. So there's a few players. Offense, there's nothing. There's literally nothing out there right now that we're actually watching
73
for.
watching right now. Wow.
So, hey.
You guys are psychopaths.
Yeah. Right? I'm surprised there's 73 people even watching this game right now. 73 on the stream and watching the game. I'm impressed. 73 of you. Probably in the background. They just how many of those people, Nanya, would you say forgot? Yeah, either fell asleep, walked away from the computer, are eating some food right now, taking a shit, showering. Tuned in for the game, got a field goal clinic. You tuned in for the game and you got 2-0, John. That's what you got.
Exactly.
You got 2-0. That's all that matters is W's, and we're stacking them.
They might not lose this year at this rate.
Now let's be real.
Top 2 quarterbacks out, still got the win.
How unbearable? Actually, no, not even let me correct you. Top 3 quarterbacks.
Quarterbacks. Top 3.
Rowan Marshall, diehards, for sure. Now, I was gonna ask completely forgot. Nope, left me. I was actually nope, forgot again. It's not there. I forget. It was a good topic about the quarterbacks. Nope, not there. In it to win it. Oh, that's the question I was going to ask about us being unbearable. Week 1, the Jets go into San Fran, whether it be through a squeaked out victory or just a straight up like ass whooping. Solid game from the Jets and just again put the Niners down. I believe that Super Bowl prediction by that magician or whatever he was like 30 30-21 or 31-20, whatever it was. They win that game. How are we going to be? How is Jets Nation going to be? Because I cannot imagine us going to San Fran with Rodgers and beating them week 1 to then only going to Tennessee to then New England, Denver, Minnesota. The Jets start off 5-0, and then the Bills come to town. Matt Milano, I guess I could say 6-0 for the Jets. But week 1 starts that train off. How are we going to feel if we actually come away with a victory in that game?
Man, it'll be cloud 9. It'll be unlike anything that I've felt in at least the past decade, maybe since they beat the Patriots in 2015. But if you come out with that just immediately affirms the ceiling that we think this team has. So, like, that is not the game I would have selected for the opener if I were crafting the ideal schedule.
My ideal schedule would be Cardinals. Give me Cardinals or a home game against an easy team.
Yeah, I was gonna say like home game, Patriots, something like that. Mm-hmm. So I would not have chosen that, but it does give you this very high ceiling opportunity to where if you do win, like they did last year, obviously, Rodgers went, we know what happened, but imagine they won that game in the same way, but that doesn't happen. Like how excited you are coming out of that, having proven that in the first game. Like if you open with that, there's no game on the schedule you can't win. Doesn't mean you're going to go undefeated, but you're capable of winning every single game on that schedule. So
yeah,
it would be thrilling for sure.
Yeah, I can't imagine how excited. That's easily the most excited I would be since really 2011, like in terms of like the year playoffs. The win against the Pats. Realistically, like 2015 was exciting, but that year I knew that they probably weren't going very far with Ryan Fitzpatrick in the playoffs. I thought we could have maybe won a wild card game or maybe even the divisional game, but I think they're going to the Super Bowl. But with the team this year, again, you legitimately have and I'm not even being green goggles here, but the best corner duo or trio in the league, the best linebacker combo, if not top 3, a stud in Quinnen Williams, like Sauce Gardner, a bunch of guys on offense. Like this is an exciting year. So if they can come away with a victory in that first game, oh my God, like we deserve it more than anybody at this point. Like the 73 people in here, including you and I, there's nobody who deserves it more. Especially like covering the team these last couple of years with the amount of we must have sent thousands of messages about Trevor Lawrence and us not winning a game that year. For only us to be heartbroken. The whole Gase thing, in general was terrible. Like we're sitting here trying to make a website and I think you were at Gangrene Nation at the time. I'm at TOJ. Yeah. We're trying to further our careers and stuff. And we're talking about Adam Gase being hired into a terrible 2 years with him to disappointing last few years to freaking, big games against the Seahawks, the Lions, the Jaguars that one year. We lose them all at the end of the year. Start off 5-3 or 5-2, I think it was actually, then 6-3. Disappointing that. Next year sucks, right? Because we have Zach suck the entire year. And then it's all fixed. Aaron Rodgers for 4 snaps. This is the year. This is it.
No one deserves more. Sorry, Browns fans, Lions fans, Jaguars. I don't care. All of them have had it better to some extent. Or not as severe.
Only one other team I would say. The Lions. If there's one team you want to beat in the Super Bowl, it's the Lions.
Just got to a conference championship last year.
Yeah.
At least they have it more recently.
They didn't make the playoffs for 43 years before that or whatever. No.
Game.
Was it that long? They haven't. Okay, won a playoff game.
Okay, that's fair. Us and the Lions. Everyone else, even the Browns have all those old school championships.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I mean, who was alive for that? I don't know. Yeah, Browns might have an argument as well.
Yeah,
we're up there. We're up there with everyone.
Browns, Lions,
Jaguars haven't been around long enough to be in the conversation.
I agree. Browns, Lions, Jets, but I don't like Browns fans. The Browns fans got way too cocky after a decent rookie year from Baker Mayfield, and they were 7-9. They were talking mad shit. So I actually don't like Browns fans, but
The only thing I would say compared to Browns and Lions is that the Jets get a different level of ridicule for playing where they play. And that's not to say, the Browns and Lions aren't known for being losing franchises too.
Yeah.
But when you're in New York, it's just a different level of, it's like people want to see it. With the Browns and Lions, like you expect it. But then when the Lions kind of got good last year, it felt like they were collectively being rooted for, even by non-Lions fans. It's like people wanted it to happen.
That's true.
With the Jets going into this year, people do not want the Jets to be good. Obviously, a lot of that comes from Rodgers, but people don't want to see the Jets be good. There's just an anti-New York kind of – we are a more arrogant market, that's for sure. A lot of it comes from that, but that's what I would say puts them over the Lions and Browns, is that it's a different level because just everyone wants to see you fail, and they just are doubling down on everything that happens.
Yeah, and all great points. And I think the fact that people Aaron Rodgers because of multitude of reasons, mostly them being political and things like that, and how outspoken he is about ayahuasca and drugs and differing opinions that other people have. So people hate him. But now you put that on top of us being the Jets. Like, there are so many people who root against the Jets. Like, there's never been an injury that's been mocked like Rodgers has. Like, everything. It's like, oh, this guy's season, Rodgers running out with a flag. It's just, or the wasn't it the what team was it? You saw the whole thing with the baseball team. I think it was the Rockies or somebody who put up like a Aaron Rodgers thing on their scoreboard that was making fun of him.
Oh, the Tigers. I think it was the Tigers.
Oh, yeah, Tigers. Yeah, what was it? Something about like who completed more passes or whatever, like one of their linebackers or Aaron Rodgers, whatever it was. Just crazy. Rowan says nearly 3 a.m. in the UK training for prime time. Yeah, that's rough for all the prime time games they have. Hopefully you have a job where you don't have to, or hopefully you don't have young kids where you're waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Just going to run this out. Leonard Taylor.
Let's go.
All right,
Seal
Leonard
the
Taylor.
Deal, boys.
Yeah. That's like a second good play.
Why don't they just kick the field goal here and do an onside kick?
Are they close enough for that?
Yeah.
John says, I'm in my 60s. I can't remember when the Browns were good. Some distant past under Paul Brown before my time. Again, the 50s and 60s, right?
They're in the playoffs this year. But I get it.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously.
Actual success. Success. Let's see.
Oh. Stop them, boys.
So you can't give him a touchdown. Can't give him a touchdown here. Jacrispy says, tell me you can't see us not getting any calls if we make it deep in the playoffs. They don't want us to win it all. All they do is clown route. Tell me you can't see us not
getting NFL
calls.
I think the NFL likes the Jets. I don't know.
Well, people hate them or love them. They create movement, so they do like the Jets. They're polarizing. Hate them or love them. They're a team that everybody has an opinion on, right? Oh, right, wow.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Watts with a huge whiff to give up a touchdown. Watts and McGregor, duds again this game, in my opinion. Rowan Marshall, I have 2 sets of twins under 5. That is wild, dude. Like, it is. I'm not like, I don't think I would say it's hard to understand when you don't have kids. I have 1 kid. And I can't imagine 2 kids, but the fact that you have 2 sets of twins, wild. Nania, Watts, huge dud. Any final words for the stream?
Man, what an uneventful game. I mean, kudos to everyone who stuck with us. This was a blast once again. I mean, it made it more of a blast than it would have been if I went to that stadium and watched it.
That is, Nani, how glad are you now that you did not go to that?
Yes, 100%. But yeah, I mean, Isaiah Davis early on made a lot of people miss. I thought that was really good to see. Special teams in all aspects, I thought looked really good. And Codrington had some good returns, but some people had good blocks to make those happen. So you give credit to the whole unit. Defensively, I mean, Attack McKinley, I would say, is the most important standout because he seemed consistently. Yeah, McDonald had a great sack. That was big. But McKinley seemed to consistently live up to the explosiveness and get off that we saw in the first game. So I think he inched closer to a roster spot on first watch. Offensively, I want to see what the offensive line did on rewatching it. Peasley is awful. Adrian Martinez was a gamer again. Bounced back, bad interception.
Watch out for another Michael Clemens article this week of Michael roasting him.
Yeah, I mean it's just hard now because, like you said, who's pushing him off the roster? So he'll be on the team. But yeah, anything else stand out to you? In this?
No. Watch out for Nania's articles this week. I'm sure he'll put out 3 or 4 guys who are underrated in this game, overrated in this game, good, bad, and who to look out for. I'll have a film review done by Wednesday. We'll probably highlight a specific player for YouTube, and then the rest of the review is all the other players and who stood out. Again, tomorrow we are starting to drop memberships for the YouTube, so make sure if you are a Jets X Factor fan, you get the membership going. I think Robbie's going to be on with Wayne Corbett this week. I may be on with Rivka. And then the next preseason game, I will live stream it again. Nania open invitation again. We'll see if Nania is going to come back for the last one and close out a 3-0 preseason with us to start off the year.
Yes.
So look out for the website. Rivka will have her articles. Fialco might do something. We'll probably do something. Nania, I think Sabo is dropping some type of film session and a stream with Corbett. I'll be back with a film episode and a stream next week. YouTube memberships and subscribe to Jets X Factor. See everybody later. So it was the Ducks to close it out. See everybody next time.